Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Knights of the Dawn podcast. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Megan.
And welcome back to another episode for Book 5 of Fablehaven, Keys to the Demon Prison.
You nailed it.
I was staring at the title to make sure I didn't miss
I
it.
could see you
I was
looking
locked
at
in.
it.
Oh, man.
That's
All
funny.
right. But yes, today we will be doing chapters 11 through 14, beginning with Vanessa's Secret. And
Yes.
this one's got some heavy stuff.
There's a lot. I mean, every time we do an episode on this book, it feels like there's a lot that's happening.
You know what?
But there's
Valid.
a lot that happens in this episode.
Like, I'm gonna be completely for real with you, and maybe it's just because I was listening to Brandon Sanderson earlier today. If anybody knows Oathbringer, the end, you know, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I was really getting into it. I don't know why. It was just hitting extra hard for me today, and so I'm like driving home from work, like just a couple tears coming down my face, and I'm like, oh, get it, Dalinar, get it.
Oh my gosh.
But then I'm reading this afterwards, and I was just like, you know what? It got a few tears out of me. And I don't think it's ever done that before. Because I have not reread this.
Wait, you've
so
never
long.
cried reading this?
I was too young. I don't think I ever really processed it. I don't think I've reread it recently enough where, like, my brain is like, holy crap, wait, this is actually sad.
When was the last time you read this one?
I don't know. I think it's been it's been a while. I'm going to say, I don't know how long.
You didn't reread it when Dragon Watch came out?
No. I know, that's my biggest crime.
Wow, you've gone way too long, Jessica.
I know, which is why I'm enjoying this so much.
That's good.
So, yeah.
It was about time for you.
This is true, but yeah. We'll talk about it, but you know the spot that got me.
Yeah, it's within these chapters, so.
It was good. It hurt, but in a good way. But yeah.
Maybe not good, but.
No. Yeah, good point. Well, let's talk about it some more.
Okay,
Hopefully
well,
not
yeah.
cry.
We start with, the sad part's not here yet. We start with Vanessa's Secret, which is something we've been being has been teased for a very long time.
2.5 books, to be precise.
Yeah. She's finally ready to spill the beans.
I'll say 2.25. Fine. All right. So, Kendra is awoken from a very interesting nightmare.
Yeah.
And where she is swimming in a syrupy lake, trying not to let her feet touch the bottom, even though it's shallow, because there's slimy, squirmy creatures that might bite or sting, but then also struggling to make progress because it is the consistency of syrup.
I mean, everyone has dreams where they I can't really describe what it was, but...
This one was weird, though.
Okay, but you've had everyone's had weird dreams where you
have.
can't, describe it.
But at the same time, this is a book.
Yeah.
And everything means something in a
Well,
book.
yeah, it means, she feels like she's drowning even though maybe she shouldn't be. But there's also, monsters at the bottom of the lake. So, it's either, struggle at the surface or, drown and be attacked by the things at the bottom. There's not really, a good choice either way.
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, it's just very interesting metaphor.
Yeah.
Brandon. But, yeah.
It comes a long way from her dreams in, book 3, where they were very literal.
Very, very true. Fair enough. Oh, yeah, I forgot about those. The
carnival
the
or
Ferris
whatever.
wheel, the cotton candy.
Yeah.
I forgot about the cotton candy.
Very different dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, but Kendra, she needs to talk to a therapist. My goodness. Maybe have a dream journal.
Yeah, we've already known that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, also it wakes her up at 3:22 a.m. is what it says, so that, oof.
Well, that one was Grandma. Grandma woke her up.
Oh, that's what I'm saying,
Oh,
waking
okay.
up that early, middle of the night.
Mm.
But it's obviously to do secretive things, so there's a point to it.
Yeah. All right, yeah, so Grandma comes and wakes up Kendra with the intent of saying, we got tea to spill.
Yeah. So basically, there are visitors here, and Vanessa's ready to tell her secret. She's whispered it to Stan, and now there are visitors here, and they're all planning to go back in time to talk about the secret so that they can't be spied on by the Oculus, by Nagiluna with the Oculus.
Well, at this point, it's still the Sphinx.
Oh. Well, no, Nagiluna can, use it a little bit,
Only
too.
if the Sphinx is using it.
We know that's not true.
No, yeah,
in the
that's what it
later
says.
chapters. Oh, well,
No, it says that she
Oh,
can
yeah,
only
you're
reach
right.
out when the Sphinx is using it.
but
She
the
can't
chances that
connect
the
to it.
Sphinx are is trying to spy on them is probably fairly high.
Yeah.
They're assuming that they're being spied on 24/7.
Fair. Yeah, so. Yeah, I just want, like, yeah. And eventually she does get the Oculus, so it still
Yeah.
works. All right, so, yeah, they go back in time, and it's just 5 of them, I believe, because there's a tall stranger and a short stranger.
Yeah.
Kendra describes one of them as being of average build with a masculine mask. And then the shorter individual is about child's height with a dog mask to avoid detection.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, they go back in time to converse, and they take the taller figure, and it's Kendra. Hang on.
Kendra, Grandma, Grandpa, Warren, and the
And
visitor.
the taller visitor, yes.
Yeah.
So they decide to go back 10 years, and I just love how
That's always something that stuck out to me. I'm like, what was happening 10 years ago?
probably nothing.
Yeah.
Seth hadn't arrived yet.
It's true. But, like, I'm just like, I'm so curious.
This is true. But yeah, so I just love how, like, excited Coulter must be to be like,
Yeah.
I get to use stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've cracked the code. This
like,
should give you a free evening.
It's like, I kind of know how to do this now, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So they trip the switch, they go back in time, and after yet again a sucker punch to the gut,
Yeah.
courtesy of the chronometer.
And no clothes. Grandma finds them all blankets. We find out the secret was a person who is none other...
Definitely bigger than a bread box.
Yeah, the 20 questions from last time. Yeah. None other than Grandma Larson, which is crazy.
It blew my mind the first time I read
Yeah,
this.
seriously. It's crazy because it takes us back to the very beginning, because the beginning was right after the funeral that they had for the Larsons.
Yeah, like first chapter, Kendra mentions how her grandparents asphyxiated in the trailer with her aunt and uncle.
The whole reason that they went to Fablehaven in the first place is because their parents were going on a cruise that the Larsons had like left money for them to go on.
And also, like, the Larsons weren't there to take care of Seth and Kendra like they normally would.
Because they were dead.
Because they were dead.
Or assumed dead. Like, we thought they were dead. Which is why it's crazy that they're not.
And it's funny because, like, you can't even have the whole excuse of, like, if there's no body, there's, like, if there's no body, no crime. No body, no crime. Or, like, in fiction, never trust that somebody's dead unless you see the body.
Yeah.
Like, they saw the body, but
they were... Yeah, we learned that they were sting bulbs.
that were buried.
That's
so you
wild.
can't even trust the laws of literature anymore.
Half of Kendra and her family have like fake gravestones of like sting bulbs buried in the cemetery. That's crazy.
Yeah, 3 of those graves, every blood relative in that graveyard is a fake.
Honestly.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first time reading this, I was like, what? What do you mean? The Larsons?
The Larsons live.
The grandparents that we've been hearing about for 5 books, but never got to meet?
Yeah, because when does it mention that they kind of set up their kids hoping that they would be good?
I think Grandpa mentions it at some point. I don't remember which book, but yeah. So yeah, they knew the Larsons fairly well, obviously. Mm-hmm. I mean, their kids got married. But also they worked with each other in I almost said the Society. The Knights of the Dawn.
Although how much did the Sorensens know then? Because we get into the Larsons' backstory here, where Grandma Larson is basically saying, we were so far undercover, like, you couldn't, like, light couldn't reach us we were so far. Like,
that's true.
Light couldn't touch us.
That's true.
And
so yeah,
just
maybe
like,
they didn't know them in the Knights of the Dawn capacity.
Like, maybe it was just like, hey, we're fairy brokers?
Yeah, maybe they didn't say how they were really... They had, like, a cover story for how they were involved in the magical world.
Yeah.
Interesting. Never thought of that.
Or maybe they just thought they retired? Because
Well,
it
no,
says
yeah,
here,
they did say that they were, like, saying that they retired.
and it all, okay, no, I just found the paragraph. It says, this was while the Sphinx still served as captain, so masks were worn while we served, and almost nobody knew us. Stan and Ruth were exceptions.
Okay, so they did know them in the Knights of the Dawn, but they thought they had retired.
That's it. Yes.
Okay. That makes sense.
Then the Sphinx knew that they had remained active, as did their lieutenant, but neither had ever met us face to face, which I find interesting because even the Sphinx, whose mask could see through other masks, didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
So they never went to any gatherings. They never went...
I mean, it says they only, like, received messages and sent messages, you know.
Which
very spy.
Makes me think about, hang on. During the meeting in book 3, it mentions that I think 6 are excused for special assignments.
Oh,
so maybe they were accounted under those 6 because it says the Sphinx knew that they were undercover in this society.
It's true.
But imagine being the Sphinx and just knowing, like, I've got 2 knights undercover, but I don't know who they are in the society.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how... Like, did he think the society also used masks?
But also, we're assuming that he really didn't know them, but maybe he did and the Larsons didn't know.
It implies that he didn't. Because
but he figures it out, though.
He does at the very end, but only after he starts digging once Hank sends the message. He only starts digging.
That's fair.
And so they had him fooled.
That's pretty awesome.
Like, kudos to them. They had the Sphinx fooled.
Yeah.
And it was only love that tripped them up.
And it's crazy because they were like, we decided to go so deep undercover that we'd be like the last line of defense. I'm like, dang. That's dedication there.
It makes me wonder, what did they have to do?
Oh, years of planning and undercover work and just, like, they're like sleeper cell spies or something. Like, it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what did they have to do, though, to stay in the confidences of the society? Like, did they have to overthrow preserves? Like, it even mentions, like, Grandma Larson had to watch... It's a great show, guys. Watch it. Season 2 was amazing. All right, but...
I need to catch up.
It's so good.
I know. I've been trying to find time to watch it. Anyway.
So good. Anyway, so Grandma Larson mentions that she has to watch Kendra use the Oculus.
Yes!
Knowing that it's probably going to destroy her mind and can't do anything about it.
That's another crazy thing, is that now we know who gave Kendra the knapsack and the sting bulb. It was Grandma Larson. She was there the whole time.
And that's the thing.
That's another crazy thing.
How many things could she not stop without compromising herself? She couldn't save her granddaughter's mind. Because up until that point, she had no idea that she could survive. She said all she could do was hope. Even though
because she couldn't blow her cover.
And she'd probably watched several other people lose their minds.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, everyone in the family needs therapy. We already know that, so...
And, like, there's one point, like, right before they head back in to their present time where Kendra is just, like, kind of staring at her grandma, and her grandma's staring back, and it's just, like... There it is. Kendra studied her Grandma Larson. It was so wonderful to have her back. At the same time, Kendra felt she hardly knew her. It was hard to reconcile her memories of Grandma Larson with this no-nonsense spy before her.
Well, it kind of makes it feel like everything she knew about her was a lie. Because it kind of was.
It kind of was.
Because she was like, yeah, you guys did go on lots of vacations. And that's when they were doing stuff for the Knights of the Dawn of the Society.
Mm-hmm.
They're going on missions.
So, yeah.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine you learn your grandparents are, like, super secret spies that are, like, double-crossing these two, like, organizations? It's crazy.
You know what I watched clips of over the break? Or over the last weekend? Spy Kids. It came up on YouTube, and it was like the scene where the kids realize that
the
their
thumbs
parents...
or whatever.
Oh my gosh, those things are.
Oh my gosh, weird. I have not watched Spy Kids in so long.
And
I like barely remember the plot.
I didn't watch the entire thing, but some random clips came on, and one of them was like,
loved Spy Kids as a kid.
Our parents aren't cool enough to be spies, and so that's just what it's reminding me of.
Yeah.
So yeah. So getting into it, the reason that Vanessa has come forward is because Grandpa Larson, who is not here, it mentions, and that's very important, it has come across some very important information for them to know, because he is none other than the assistant caretaker of where, might you think?
Living Mirage.
And in case you guys weren't paying attention, that is the fifth secret preserve, just so
Which
we're all caught up.
they didn't know about.
Nobody knew about. And the way it's just, the way it's introduced is that basically Grandma and Grandpa Larson said, yeah, we've basically been long distance for about 3 years, where Grandma Larson's been doing her own stuff, because the society, the Knights, nobody knew that they were married. A couple, they knew each other.
Yeah, they had fake aliases that were completely separate.
Mm-hmm. And so basically, Steve Sinclair, Grandpa Larson's alias, was offered the job as the assistant caretaker of Living Mirage. And that came with the expectation that, you need to fake your death and come and live here and never leave.
Never leave.
This is a lifetime assignment. You cannot contact anybody. You are going to stay here for life, basically.
Yeah. Well, it is like the super secret top secret base of the society, so.
Wait, what were you just quoting?
Nothing. I was just saying that.
It sounded like you were quoting something the way you said it.
I mean, I just said secret twice, so.
Super secret top secret base. I feel like that's a quote. It's going to come to me in the next 24 hours.
The quote is me, Megan.
Yes.
I literally I just said it because I was like, super secret top secret base. I don't know. I just said it. There, you can quote me.
Yeah, it was Megan. 2025, guys.
There we go.
All right.
Very useful quote there.
Super secret, top secret.
I just was trying to think of words to say.
It works perfectly. It just rolls off the
It's
tongue.
so funny that you thought it was a quote.
It feels like one. All right. So yeah, basically they were saying, all right, so we're going to go no contact, because Hank knew that there was no way he could contact them, especially in the first year or two, without blowing his cover completely. And
I mean, they're professionals at this spy thing. They know what they're doing.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. and Mrs. Larson. So, yeah, part of the reason that they faked their deaths was to explain why Hank would disappear, Grandpa Larson. The other part was just because they needed to burn all of their bridges. They couldn't risk the society finding their kids or their grandkids. So they were just like, you know what, burn it all. We're just going undercover.
Yeah, it's definitely the easiest way to not have anyone look for you or contact you.
Just all you got to do is die. That's a lot less work. We ought to give it a try. I feel like there should also be a Hamilton counter.
There should be a counter for Hamilton.
All right.
No, what's interesting is that Grandma says that Vanessa found her out years ago, which is wild, but also it feels very Vanessa to have figured it out.
I also especially love the exasperation that she uses when she shares it.
They can bond, the grandmas.
That's great. Amen. No, but like specifically, Kendra asks, well, how does Vanessa become involved? And Grandma Larson, quote, exhaled with exasperation. Basically you every time we hang out. I'm kidding. All right. But yeah, so basically Vanessa just went super deep into her investigation once she got the Fablehaven assignment.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because she would have been investigating Kendra and Seth and their parents.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
And that's when she finds a home video with their grandparents and Kendra and Seth. And that spilled the beans because despite all of the precautions that they had taken with the Knights and the Society, somehow Vanessa had recognized her at both organizations.
Yeah. I don't know.
The woman does her job effectively.
If anyone's as good a spy as the Larsons, it's Vanessa.
Yeah, and I love that it's not even just the fact that she's a narcoblix and she can like be a literal sleeper agent.
Intelligent. Like, she's crazy intelligent and, like, good at her craft. Which is why it's really good that she's on our side now.
And I love Grandma Larsa being like, Vanessa is very talented. In the past, she has caused me more distress than anyone.
Can't even imagine.
Just, like, knowing she has that card in her pocket, probably trying to figure out what side she really supports.
Yeah.
Vanessa was in the exact same situation, playing both sides,
It's kind of true.
just on the
And the
opposite
opposite,
side.
yeah, and then she flipped.
So, and then Grandma's Larson says, "We should be most grateful that she has defected to our side and take every precaution to make sure she does not betray us."
Yeah. But we also learned that Vanessa's the one who alerted Grandma Larson that Kendra was at Torina's. So that's who she contacted to help get Kendra out.
This is true.
So, crazy.
And again, during the time that Grandpa Larson has been at Living Mirage, Grandma Larson has just been establishing herself so deeply in society. Like, the Knights think she's out of touch because she retired.
Yeah.
But the society thinks she's one of the most devoted members. And again,
You were
what
wondering
did she have
what
to
she's
do?
done.
What did she have to burn?
Okay, well then let's think. What's happened in the past few years, you know?
Rio Branco.
The downfall of Rio Branco. Do you think she helped with that? It's possible.
Or even Lost Mesa.
Yeah. But more indirectly because she wasn't like there.
True.
But I don't know.
I'm thinking of like the other like most devoted members, and I'm thinking Mr. Lich,
Mirav, Torina. Used to be Vanessa.
Like, I bet Rio Branco is in it.
It's possible.
I'd read that story personally.
There's another fan fiction for you to write.
Add to
The dark
list.
one.
Add it to the list. I thought of another one while I was reading this.
Ooh.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I'll let you know when we get to the point.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, she gave him the knapsack, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, how's Bubda?"
Hey, how's the drawer?
She's like, "I didn't think he would cause any harm, so I just left him there."
Why does that give a vibe of like somebody like has like a pet that wants to be self-sufficient, so they just leave it and they're like, yeah, you'll be fine.
It's fine.
But yeah, so they're running out of time before the chronometer pulls them back.
Yes.
And so they decide to get down to business. So the reason that they now know some more information is because Hank has now reached out from Living Mirage, which he has not done in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
So basically, he learned, once Hank, Grandpa Larson, learned that Scott and Marla, Seth and Kendra's parents, were at Living Mirage imprisoned, he's like, okay, I need to start trying to free my
Children.
daughter-in-law and son? No.
Daughter and son-in-law.
No, daughter and son-in-law. I thought it through as you gave me that look.
Well, you just think of them surnames first.
I know. I just got the look of shame from the genealogist.
Oh my gosh.
Family historian is rolling in her grave. All right,
My grave. I'll roll my eyes at you right here while I'm alive.
it's your fake gravestone.
Oh, okay, I'm the sting bulb. I've already have a sting bulb death.
Indeed.
Great.
All right, so, and then Seth now has arrived at Living Mirage, and so Hank's like, okay, now I really need to work. It's not just the...
He's like, oh, frick, my whole family's showing up one by one.
or 1 by 1 by 10.
Yeah.
And so he finally sends he calls it a homing message?
Homing pigeon. I think it's just like a...
Homing canister.
Homing
Calls it a
canister.
And it says he released it outside of the
Yeah,
gates.
I don't really understand what that means.
It says
it's
flew.
something like a homing pigeon.
Yeah.
Like a pigeon that like takes a... I don't know if it's actually a pigeon, but it's like the same idea.
I'm imagining, honestly, an actual canister that just sprouts,
wings
and
and flies.
It's a magic preserve.
I mean, it could
it's
also
gotta
just be kind of like a drone type thing, too.
That's not as fun.
I know, it's not as whimsical.
Anyways, so Hank...
Either way, he got the message to Grandma Larson.
And he's saying, I'm confident that I've gained the Sphinx's trust. Ha, which I can say because we're reviewing that later in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, on hindsight, like, 3 years is nothing to the Sphinx, so...
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it should be something because this man isn't exactly a young, spry guy.
Yeah, but the Sphinx is very careful.
True.
Very suspicious of everyone.
Anyways.
You don't get to his position without being cautious.
Yeah. But anyways, so once they get the translocator, basically Hank knew that they had a shot at getting everybody out along with some of the artifacts.
Yeah.
And so the Larsons coordinated and ended up getting a dwarf out of Living Mirage to help them get into the preserve. Because, as we know with the rules of the translocator, If you have been to a location before, you can then translocate to it using the artifact. And so, using this dwarf, they can get into the preserve.
Yeah.
Without having to go through any checkpoints or bypass any defenses. They can just get right in. Sounds like a foolproof plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they thought.
I'm glad that we could be so cynical rereading.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's nice to be able to talk about the reality. I mean, but it was also kind of like a desperate plan as well. It's bold. It's very bold to go to like basically the base of your enemies and try to break out your team members from prison.
And not only that, but to steal the most valuable
and to steal,
objects.
Yeah, and to steal the artifacts. Like, that's pretty bold.
Which I can respect.
Yeah, I mean, best defense sometimes is offense. Mm-hmm. But did not go the way they expected.
At all.
Yeah.
So
we'll get there.
Yeah. The short figure with the dog mask that also accompanied Grandma Larson to Fablehaven is, in fact, the dwarf.
Yes.
Tolan?
Tolan. Yeah, whatever you want to say.
Dwarf. Gotta pay the toll. Gotta go.
The toll bridge.
His name is Tolan. Toll bridge.
So you think he lives under a bridge?
You don't know much about Living Mirage. It's a possibility.
It's very possible.
Okay, another fic idea. How the fetch did this dwarf get from Istanbul, no, from Turkey to Istanbul? Well, from Eastern Turkey to Istanbul, because Istanbul is in Western Turkey.
Okay.
You
corrected yourself.
I did.
For a second, it sounded like you were saying Istanbul was a country.
I got that. I know the song.
Istanbul, Constantinople, Constantinople. Yeah.
That's no one's business but the Turks and Tolan.
I don't know. Hitchhike?
I don't really want to know what people see without the
There
mist.
are shorter people that exist in the world.
But he's still like a man. I don't... Yeah, okay. But I just feel like with the mist, usually it goes the extra mile.
The mist.
Not the mist. My brain just went...
It's okay. It's the same property anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'd see like a hunkered down old man or something. I don't know.
I'll take that.
Anyway, they traveled all the way there wearing masks and like they said like a untraceable way through the border, so there weren't any like, I don't know, credit cards or like border patrol or whatever.
Again,
just I'm like,
what has this woman done?
Yeah.
Anyways,
black market type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're a spy. You know the best people to go to.
Oh yeah.
All right, so they managed to get to Fablehaven all the way to Pennsylvania. That is the wrong accent. Connecticut. Whatever. They live in Pennsylvania.
I just forget. They live in Pennsylvania?
I thought they did.
They lived in New York.
We're moving on. And so they are now able to coordinate this. So basically their plan is the dwarf teleports a team of 6 in, as well as an insurance policy.
Warren is like, whoa. At first, they're like, well, we'll just do probably like a somewhat small team. You know, you can like move around. And then, if you want to read Warren's part, he's like, I have a proposition for you.
I am ready.
Go ahead.
All right, so like the initial plan was 6 people. They already had like some people listed out. Warren's like quizzing on like the logistics, like how will Hank know when to move, all that.
Yeah.
And they're like satisfying his questions. He's like, okay, sounds great. I would propose an extra participant. The dwarf should drop off an extra man, no names, a good distance from the others. He can serve as a failsafe to clean up the mess if the mission goes awry. A human insurance policy. For now, let's call him Warren. I believe we have our title.
Insurance policy.
We need to incorporate that somehow. Like just insurance plan, colon, Warren.
Insurance policy.
And I absolutely love it because, of course, he's the reason the cell doesn't absolutely go to crap.
Oh, yeah. Because Warren has to, like, I don't even know how to describe.
Because as much
he,
as...
well, it's good because he doesn't, like, trust, but he's also like, I got this, guys, if this goes to crap.
That's what I'm saying. As good as the Larsons are at being spies, as good as Vanessa is at finding information, Warren is just as good at executing missions and just being
and,
awesome.
And Warren's always been like, yeah, I can get this done. Yeah, I can do this myself.
He's like, I'm going to make sure this gets done correctly because he's just Timothy. He is him.
I mean, we were talking about last episode when they were talking to Patton, and Patton was like, someone might outdo me looking at Warren, so. I mean, he's just living up to his Burgess name.
Oh, yes,
it's something Patton would do, definitely, so.
Oh, 100%. That man probably had fail-safes for his fail-safes, mister. I'm going to find as many
It was more like, I work
them.
alone.
That's
Go
true.
home, buddy. I work alone.
It tore me apart. Oh, man.
So yeah, basically their idea is to send in a few teams, one to go after the artifacts, the other to go to the dungeon to try and free people. And then Warren's like, I'll be the extra person that will get dropped off at a different area as a failsafe. And then Kendra is like, can I participate, basically? Can I do something? I could command some fairies. At first, Grandpa is like, no, definitely not. But they convince him to let her tag along for like 5 minutes, try to do some stuff with fairies, and then go back out.
I love how the direct quote is, the idea is not to jeopardize... Wait, hang on. The idea is not to jeopardize the entire family. They proceed to jeopardize the entire family. Because who else decides to tag along?
Grandma.
Grandma, not just Larson, but also
Grandma
Sorensen.
Yeah. So our team here is Grandma Larson, Tolan the dwarf, Grandma Sorensen, Grandpa Sorensen, Warren, Kendra, Tanu, and later we learn also like Trask and Elise. Mm-hmm. So that's like 9 people. Did I miss anybody?
I think that's everybody. Yeah, so...
That's a lot of back and forth. Because the first time he goes with Warren, so then there's 7 people left, so he has to come back like...
At least
4 times.
Yeah, because you can only take 2 extra people
per
trip.
2 at a time.
I love this also quick exchange, because it's also Warren. Where will the dwarf insert us? Grandpa asked. Near the nest of a rock, Grandma Larson said. A rock? Warren exclaimed. A rock? Kendra asked. And then they explained it's not a rock, R-O-C-K, it's a rock, R-O-C, which is a giant bird that preys on elephants.
Great.
Sure, it could also have a human snack.
It could, swallow you up in one gulp.
Yeah, pleasant. But, so I just love, like, the contrast in their reactions between Kendra and Warren just being like, a rock? A rock? Anyways.
I do love when they're like deciding like who will go and like who will join what part of the team. Grandma Sorensen's like, and I can sit at home knitting and fretting.
And then immediately, without even batting an eye, Grandpa Sorensen goes, why don't you escort Kendra?
Yeah.
And you just know she was leveling a death glare at him. Like, he folded so fast.
You get to take more of a risk than me, okay.
I enjoy that one. That one's funny.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyways, so they have their plan.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
I do like this line from Grandma Sorensen. The Sphinx won't know what hit him. That's a good line. Except we know that he does.
Well, it's the second strike he doesn't see coming.
Yeah. So next they're like, okay, we're going to bring Tanu, Coulter, and Dale here to, let them in on the plan. Mm-hmm. And they're like, any meetings we need, we'll hold back in time. No talking about it at all. We got to have complete airtight secrecy. This cannot get out.
Which,
at all.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Which, other than the dwarf, it was really good. Like,
yeah, honestly, other than that major hole in the plan.
Without another traitor, man, this really just happens there's a reason Kendra cannot trust a single dang person in this, like, on this earth.
This is true. And it even mentions that specifically, I think, somebody says specifically that the Sphinx's gaze, whenever he uses the oculus, which is frequently, his gaze is almost constantly leveled at Fablehaven.
Yeah.
I mean, for good reason. The
It's
final
where
artifact he needs is there.
The 2 artifacts are there.
Yes, you're right. The final 2 artifacts he needs are there. And it's just like he is laser focused on that preserve, which is probably why he doesn't notice the demon piggybacking on his phone calls.
True.
Off his satellite tower.
Yeah, pretty much. All right.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, that's the end of
that is the end.
The first chapter. Chapter 11.
So, yeah.
And now we go right... Yeah, and then we go right into the rescue because they're like, well, now we gotta execute the plan. I know you want to finish the quote.
I'm doing it. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Which is what Warren goes off of every time, so.
This is true. All right, so thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do that.
Yeah. Well, the second I said it, I was like, oh, that's a quote. Just because I don't want to say it.
It's just that certain part of my brain. All right.
Hold on.
All right.
All right. So now we're on to chapter 12,
which
rescue.
Means we get depressed Hugo.
Yeah. The very beginning is very sad because Kendra's just looking out the kitchen window and she spots Hugo. He says, sitting on the lawn, legs straight out, shoulders slumped, big hands folded in his lap. Which is not normal for Hugo. Usually he's up and around doing stuff.
Kendra even says that she had never seen the golem sitting down before.
Mm-hmm. And then Dale is there. Rare Dale sighting. We finally... he had to join the book.
Indeed.
Has he been in any of the chapters yet? I can't remember.
He might have been.
He's been
briefly.
mentioned.
He was mentioned, like, the
But
previous
has he, like, made an appearance? Is this the first time we've seen Dale, this book? Because I think it is.
There's like 2 chapters where it's possible we might have seen him, and I'm going to check really quickly.
I'm trying to think.
No, yes, he does make an appearance.
Okay.
Yes. Like, literally. Wait, no, I lied.
It just mentioned him.
No, I don't think it's even mentioned.
This is why I said rare Dale sighting. He's actually in it for once.
I thought when Kendra was talking with Newell and Doran that Dale's the one who comes and fetches her, but it's Warren.
It's definitely Warren.
And even when they get back into the house,
they talk about him. They're like, Dale is off running the preserve and keeping everything running.
Well,
but I'm not counting mentions. I'm counting him actually being there.
This is his first.
This is his first and like last.
No. He pops out again, doesn't he?
When?
After the preserve is destroyed, being like, I heard the roaring. Doesn't he say that? Doesn't he come out? Yes, when they get Vanessa out of the quiet box. When they get Vanessa out of the quiet box and they put Kendra Stingbull back in.
I thought he
Dale
was like
comes running and he's like, I heard what happened. I was in the stables when everything went crazy.
I thought he was still in the stables.
Does Hugo just say safe room? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, isn't Dale in the safe room for like 3 weeks?
I thought he came out.
No! Dale is literally in the safe room for like 3 weeks. I swear. Isn't it Newell or Doran that come?
Now I gotta check. I'm checking.
You gotta check.
Okay, so message in a bottle.
Yeah, it would be message in a bottle. No, Dale's like in the safe room.
Where does he say that? Oh my gosh, I swear.
Isn't he? I swear he's in there for like 3 weeks.
Stable,
and knows nothing. This is what I'm saying. Dale never is there. He's just conveniently never there. He's in like the first 3 books and then he like barely makes, he's just, I don't know.
I thought he came.
No!
Oh my god. This
no!
is like a figment to my imagination.
He might just barely be in the very end of the book. Maybe. In the very last chapter. But that might be a stretch. It might be like, oh, I saw and waved to Dale. And that's it. I think this is like his only appearance.
This is so depressing. That one Dale lover is like screaming at us right now.
I said rare Dale sighting, only Dale sighting. Like,
Hang on,
as far as I can remember, if I'm wrong, someone comment and tell me.
Can you like Control F?
Oh yeah, I can. I do have it on Kindle. That's true.
I'm like over here scouring
Dale.
pages.
Where's Dale? Keeping the preserve running.
What
would we do without Dale and Hugo?
Pretty, just the same.
As
thing you would
interim
normally.
caretaker, let Dale keep running the logistics. Bring Tanu, Coulter, and Dale up to speed. Dale stood beside Hugo. He's next to Hugo. She's talking to Dale about Hugo. No, he's literally not in it again. This is his only appearance in the book. Dale is in. I did not realize he was in it one time.
singular
They
scene.
mention him. He's literally only in the book once.
To confirm that he's still alive.
Yeah. To be like, to explain. I guess no, later it explained because they only mentioned where he was for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. This is literally his
So wait,
only appearance.
did you think he was just like chilling and like let them go off alone or what?
I thought he like heard like the cacophony of like something happening at the house and thought, hey, maybe I should go check that out. Went over and said, oh, Seth, Hugo, Coulter, I will hold down the fort. I'll bury him, as they went off on their noble mission. But
Nope.
nope.
No, he was in the stables, in the safe room. The entire time.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, this is the only man with
mean-
common sense. He hears something explode, he walks away, he doesn't run towards it.
So you're saying he would survive in a horror movie?
Yes. Pretty sure Dale would survive. No, hang on.
Warren would definitely go check it out.
Dale would survive with pure common sense. Warren would survive with pure plot armor
By-
and awesomeness.
Warren would survive by defeating whatever.
And just Dale just
Or
wouldn't even
sacrificing
walk
himself, either way.
Dale wouldn't walk in the house. He'd just walk away.
true.
And he would try to
He would try to like pull
would
Warren
drag
along
Warren
with
away.
him. Yeah.
Depending on the severity. If he knew there was no way they could beat it, he'd drag Warren away. If there was a chance, he'd be like,
Yeah.
go do your thing.
I think it's so funny how we realized that Dale is only in the book once. Mentions don't count as appearances.
Nope. How often is he in Secrets of the Dragon Sanctuary? And yes, I got the name right. Because he's definitely not in at
When
least half the book.
the centaurs come to the house, he wakes up and they're like, Dale, we need you
confused.
to look confused. When they're planning to go visit the centaurs, they're like, Dale, you have somewhat of a relationship with the centaurs.
I don't remember that one.
When he's in a little bit more, but just at the beginning. Like when the sting bulb crashes into the gate,
Yeah,
he
okay.
comes.
I feel like if we graphed
Not much more.
if we
really.
graphed the number of appearances, like physical appearances on like
Of Dale.
a chart, I have a feeling it'd be
It gets worse in
I feel
Dragon
like it
Watch.
would be an exponential decrease.
It gets way worse in Dragon Watch. He's in book 1 like once.
I feel like we need to, like what you just did, Control F all the mentions of the name Dale, and then just graph it.
It's not going to take that long.
It's not, but I feel like that should be like, we could do
Oh
it like
my
a short or
gosh.
something. That could be a short. Just
Us
the
realizing
graph.
that Dale only makes one appearance in the book.
I just think it's fun.
He's just... Warren is just so much that... I mean, his biggest... Like, book 1, especially book 2, are like his biggest things. Other than that, he doesn't have a character arc.
Yeah.
It's just getting Warren back, that's it.
And once Warren's back, who needs Dale?
Warren makes up for it.
In spades.
Oh, yeah. And, like, he's in book 3, too.
Really
But, like...
Stop stepping on that.
No, seriously, like, Dragon Watch, I remember, like, one instance in the first book where he's there. I don't think he's in the rest of the series, like, at all.
That poor man.
But he's the plot point that keeps the Fablehaven running.
That's why they gave him that line. Like, what would we do without
What would
Dale
we do
and
without
Hugo?
Dale and Hugo?
At least they put his name first.
But I mean, it's just so funny because even Newell, Doran, and Dale get to be at Shoreless Isle. I mean, did I say Dale?
You said Dale.
Newell, Doran, and Hugo get to be at Shoreless Isle. And Dale's just in the state. This is literally something me and my family have talked about before. To be like, yeah, Dale's just there. He's just there doing nothing. Who knows?
This justice for Dale hashtag. So yeah,
So we just established.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, the rest of book 5 and book 1 of Dragon Watch. I feel bad, but it's also funny.
It's hysterical.
It's so funny.
I was trying to hold in my laughter so hard. You broke.
You can't deny it's funny. Like,
It's
it is
hysterical. That's why I was trying to
It's
hold
just
it
like you don't think about it, and then when you like actually look at it, you're like, oh dang,
He
really
so
just isn't
jabbed.
there.
All right. Well, but he keeps the preserve ready, and that's what matters. So yeah.
Yeah.
End of spoilers.
Anyway.
Thank you very much for listening to that TED Talk
Oh my
on
gosh.
how Dale was.
Let us know. Did anyone else ever realize that he's in the book once? Like makes one singular appearance? Because this is my first time. I knew he was like barely in it, but I thought he was in like 1 or 2 other places before, but like literally no.
And I mean, you heard my crisis where I clearly thought he was.
Yeah,
in more.
you thought he was. Yeah.
All right. Well, end of spoiler section.
Anyway,
Moving
back to
on.
Hugo being depressed because he misses Seth. It's so sad.
And I gotta say, for his only appearance, this is not a good look for Dale.
Yeah, he's like, come on, buddy. Let's go work.
Stop being sad. Is basically what he's trying. He's like,
I swear, Dale is not good at handling emotions either.
no.
It's probably all the time he spends alone. Not around humans.
Probably whenever he hangs out in the stables. Also, to be fair, he spent like 2 years looking after his comatose brother. There wasn't much social interaction in that.
Well, we already know he's kind of socially awkward. You can kind of tell.
But yeah, so like, remember when he tried to lie to Kendra about why he was putting out the milk in book 1?
Yeah, he's really bad at it.
The bugs like it, but your grandpa doesn't like it, so shh. Don't mention it. Shh. Anyway, so it's like, especially it's this line right here. Like, when Hugo's like, Hugo, okay. Well, get up then, Dale prodded. We have chores to do.
Yeah, he's so impatient.
You're making everybody nervous. Dale looked uncomfortable. And then, like, Kendra, she also does him a little bit of a disservice here. She says, Kendra wondered if Dale missed the way Hugo used to be.
Yeah.
Like,
which is interesting. I'm like,
and this isn't
does
like,
he?
This isn't, yeah, I don't know.
Like
I
when
mean,
Hugo would just like do whatever he said and like he didn't have to, I don't know, deal with emotions? I don't know.
I guess, like, and I mean, if you think about it, like, who probably spent more time with Hugo than anyone?
Oh, definitely Dale.
Almost definitely Dale.
Definitely.
Up to that point. But, like, and so for one thing, like, he was used to Hugo being this robot, basically.
Yeah.
So, in that, I can see it, where Kendra and Seth are used to Hugo having some sentience. For Dale, it's just like, it's like he's nervous about ChatGPT. He's like, this thing is now,
Okay, but Hugo's not going to take over the world.
But, I mean, Dale is probably more aware of Hugo's capabilities than anybody. And he's like, if his sentience ever gets to the point where he starts wondering about questioning orders.
Well, it's probably more just, I see Dale not like that, but more just like, we have work to do. We need to focus. Stop wasting time. Like, let's do what we need to do. Mm-hmm. Because it is just Dale and Hugo running the preserve. So that's kind of fair, you know? He needs Hugo for a lot of things.
Yeah, no, that's valid. All right, well. And then I also love how childish Hugo is acting here. Like, Hugo rises to his feet. Mouth bent in a frown. He looked down at Dale. That's the spirit, Dale said, as if encouraging a child. Let's go see to those stables. They need to be fully prepped
Okay,
for my 3 week stay.
Dale sounds like an NPC there. Like
He does. Or just like a parent
That's another
who's like
thing.
trying
Dale-
to get their kid. It does give
Dale,
like parent trying
doesn't
to
have a
encouraging their
personality.
child. Yeah, he can carve pumpkins. That's his personality.
That's not a personality.
Yes, it is for Dale.
That's something you put on a resume or something.
He also loves his brother. That's all we got.
Okay, yeah, that's his personality.
Anyway, so
He's stoic, I guess.
but even after Hugo stands up and Dale gives that very enthusiastic
NPC
encouragement,
response.
Hugo just, it says he bends over at the waist and face plants into the ground and just is in like a jackknife position. Kendra describes his propped up by his head and feet, rigidly held his bowed positions, arms at his sides, rear end pointing skyward.
Yeah. He just does not want to do anything. Because he's so sad.
And then,
Which
like,
is so sad.
he's finally pressed one more time about what's wrong, and he just goes, Seth gone.
And then Dale's like, who told you Seth was taken? Doran.
That's so sad. And then he even says, I miss Buddy.
I know.
Miss Buddy.
He's patting his chest too. Like his heart. It's so sad. And Hugo's like, Hugo want help. He wants to help. And then Dale's like, well, the best way to help is to keep Fablehaven running.
Why does that give me Uncle Sam? Buy war bonds today.
The best way to help with the war at home is to...
Buy Liberty bonds today.
Yeah. Captain America.
But then Hugo just stands up and he knows he's got to get to work because at the same time he may have sentience, but he is still compelled by magic to obey his
orders.
Yeah. And so then he looks down at Kendra and says, "You help Seth." And she's like, "I got it, Hugo."
She's like, yeah, I will.
Yes,
I'll do my
Sam."
best. And I love how Kendra's like, Hugo, you want to play catch or hit a baseball? You could throw me in the pool if you want.
Love that
Trying to do the
reference.
stuff that Seth would do with him. And he's like, maybe later. Stables first.
He even says not feel right, and I wonder if that's like just his like personal sense of duty or like the magic being like, no, you got to do your work first, buddy. Come on.
No, I feel like it's because it's Kendra, not Seth. Like that's the stuff he would do with Seth.
But he still smiles.
Well, no,
Oh no,
it's like it's almost like it's not the same.
he forces a smile. Oh,
It's like
yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, we could, but it just wouldn't feel the same. Which is
he forced a
really
craggy
sad.
smile.
Just
and
has a very
rubbed
sad
his stony
face
chest.
right now.
Okay, that's sad. Okay, yeah. Moving on. I need to be less sad. All right. Kendra complimenting fairies. It's cute.
Oh yeah.
Our king returns. Warren comes out of the house, quote, wearing a dark outfit and vaults the back porch railing. Because he's just extra like that.
Because I mean, yeah.
In case
Who
you
needs
guys-
to take the stairs?
In case you guys were wondering who the better Burgess brother is, here I am.
He's like, let's go.
And so they actually
he
reveal...
talks about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to talk about how their main... he deepens their plot in case the Sphinx is watching.
Oh,
They say,
yeah.
oh, how did Vanessa take her transfer to the quiet box? And Kendra said, like a pro, Warren said. She may not love the idea, but she gets it. With a bunch of us heading off to Four Pines. Wink, wink. Not cited, but you get my point.
Yeah.
She knows we can't have her loose. And brilliant, honestly. I like that they're taking these extra precautions.
It's very smart.
I just wish it didn't mean nothing in the end.
Yeah. Apparently Four Pines is a place in Canada, a preserve. I'm like, oh, should we go to Four Pines?
I wouldn't mind if you're paying. I'm kidding.
But what I was going to say earlier is he mentioned that they got Bubda out of the storage room of the knapsack and set up in the dungeon with some ripe tomatoes and stuff. Overripe tomatoes, and he's happy again. Mm-hmm. Which I love. Yeah. Which was very smart of them to move him before they might lose the translocator in the worst scenario, which is what transpires.
This is true. All right, but yes. And then the next scene is also very entertaining.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Jessica is currently playing the music, the short that I made, quoting this situation where Warren takes the translocator to go get food from his favorite Italian place, so that they can eat it right before the mission, which is very funny. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna use this translocator for good. Go get some Italian that I love." I mean, it's fair. He's been stuck in the knapsack for 3 months.
True.
So he's probably been daydreaming of that Italian, and he's like, okay, before I could possibly be maybe put in prison, if worst comes to worst, or die, I need the Italian one more time. So I'm going to use the tools I have to get the Italian food.
And as a fellow lover of a good lasagna or Alfredo, I support this wholeheartedly.
You know, it's fair. Honestly, it's a good use of free will for him.
Especially if Grandma and Grandpa were paying. All right. So, and Kendra even says the food was so good it made her forget her troubles. I want some of that Italian.
I love how she thinks about, she's like, Kendra thought about how they had tried to use pancakes to calm her down before the visit to Stonyvale. Would pasta be the last meal for any of them? They tried to push away the morbid thought, but it's kind of funny how she brought back up the pancakes.
It's a tradition.
Well, Warren's trying to start a new tradition.
I wonder if that fed into the whole syrup dream.
Eating the pancakes? Maybe.
That was one of my first thoughts, was like...
It's possible.
I think pancakes and syrup have that negative connotation for her now because of how often she's eaten it as a last meal.
She eats it right before she does something dangerous. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's like, that's Warren's like, it's time for Italian. We're changing it up.
So, I hope you appreciated
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
That was good.
All right, so they head out, and so they got Trask and Elise, and they only barely whisper to Trask like the actual destination, just like, "Hey, this is way more dangerous than you think."
Hey, guess what? We know where the 5th secret preserve is. It's in Eastern Turkey, and we're gonna go there right now.
Wait, why? That's no one's business but the Turks.
Coulter is left to hold down the fort. Oh.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay, so eventually, everyone is slowly... Warren first goes, and then the dwarf comes back. They all slowly, one by,
two by two.
2 by 2, yes. 1 by 1 by 2, 2 by 2. They go to the preserve and then come back for Kendra and Grandma, and they're all there.
Grandpa makes it very clear that Kendra has 5 minutes, and then regardless of of whether or not they found a single fairy, Kendra and Ruth are out.
Yeah.
And so, but immediately, before they even have a chance to move like an inch, Toland removes his Toland removes his mask. Sweat matted his gray beard. He tapped his temple and curled a finger at Grandma Larson, miming for her to crouch. Grandma Larson removed her mask and bent an ear down to the dwarf. Quick as a mousetrap, he snatched the translocator from her grasp, twisted the center, and disappeared. And I can just picture everybody just staring at the spot where he disappeared and just being like, oh no.
Well, Kendra thinks it. She says they were doomed.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, true. And then Grandpa says scatter, and then nets fall down from the sky, blowguns of, like, tranquilizers or whatever start hitting people, and they realize they were completely set up.
And so...
immediate disaster.
And Kendra, who has not moved yet since the dwarf disappeared, manages to avoid getting hit by any tranquilizer.
Yeah.
Or being affected by the chanting that seems to be knocking everybody else out who wasn't hit.
Yeah, from Mirav, the wizard.
Yeah. She doesn't get hit by a net or anything, and so she's like, maybe I could get away if I just play possum. So she collapses to the ground, fakes unconsciousness. But as the second somebody walks around, like, she clearly either needs to work on her acting skills or just next time avoid the bad luck of having a wizard check.
Yeah, I think Marav probably sensed it. And he, like, sprinkles, I don't know, sleep dust in her face, basically, and she's knocked out. What?
Have you
Sleep
seen
dust?
The Tooth Fairy with The Rock?
With Dwayne The Rock Johnson? No.
Amnesia dust. You dust your opponent and they forget the last few seconds. That's how it works. That's how what works. Amnesia dust.
I have heard this before. Maybe from you. I don't know.
I don't think so. I had only seen that one fairly recently for the first time in a while.
Then I've heard someone else quote that. That's really funny.
Never gets old. Man, we are on it with quotes tonight.
Yeah. Maybe a little too much.
I was going to say maybe too much, but we're having fun.
Yeah.
So, Kendra awakes reclining on a plush, squarish cushion.
I think I've seen this film before.
I knew that.
Hey, do you know what I'm quoting?
I know what you're quoting.
What am I quoting?
A Taylor Swift song.
Yes!
Which name I don't know that.
It's called Exile. Okay.
Thank you. I had no chance of getting that.
No, you didn't.
But I've definitely heard that line before. I think I've
Seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending.
No.
Yep.
All
You
right.
got it. Anyway, so yeah, this is the same situation that Seth was in, just a few days earlier.
And with a lot
basically.
less blood.
Yeah. Kendra's not dying from a arrow wound through the gut
Yeah, they didn't invite Tarina to the party. All right.
Goodness. yet.
I don't call that a party.
I don't see how that's a party.
There, that's the line. Thank you. All right. And so immediately the Sphinx just gets to start gloating. Like, all four of your grandparents are in my custody,
It's like, basically, I have your whole family.
as well as your parents, your brother, and many of your friends.
And-
How you doing?
And also, I don't have Warren yet, but I will.
I also have 4 of the 5 artifacts, and I know exactly where the 5th one is, and I also know that there's only one person guarding it. And I don't even have to worry about getting into the preserve because you so helpfully delivered the translocator to me. Any last words?
So gloaty.
Yeah, it is.
But like in his book, like he'd already felt like he'd won when he was talking to Seth, but now he really feels like he has won.
Yeah, and it's just like, Kendra immediately is just like, it was the dwarf, right? And he's like, yeah. He was just,
It was a pawn.
he was paid, like, I think he was saying basically that the dwarf was an anxious servant, willing to bring honor and comfort to his people in return for playing the part.
Yeah.
So,
And he says that from the second that Hank contacted his wife, that I was suspicious, you know. It's like he says like he was decades away from gaining real trust, is what I'm saying. 3 years is nothing to the Sphinx.
which, I mean, again, was he waiting for the man to die? Like, he's a grandfather. He's at least in his 50s.
Yeah, 50s, 60s, but he could have lived, I don't know, 80s. It doesn't matter. Like, who knows? Maybe if he trusted him enough, he would have started to let him, I don't know,
Drink from the font.
drink font or, like, find another way to extend his life in some way. I don't know.
I guess that's a good point. I'm just saying, like, you may be immortal, but most of your pawns aren't, buddy. Just keep that in mind. But I guess it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter to
I
him.
was gonna say it doesn't matter to
He doesn't care.
evil
We know,
psychopath.
he doesn't care about anybody. We know this.
So, continuing on, and this is what I was talking about. Right here is when he mentioned, "I cannot describe my excitement when I heard he had sent a combing canister. A spy who does not realize his cover has been blown can be a most valuable asset."
Yeah.
But yeah, so my elation increased as I dug into his past and discovered he was a desperate spy eager to rescue his relatives. So yeah, they had him fooled up to this point. Probably partially because he was so confident in his security that he knew that nothing they could do could really cause harm to him.
Oh.
Like the second they tried to move against him using their most entrenched sleeper agents, they were screwed, which says a lot about the Sphinx preparedness.
Yeah.
But yeah. Using the dwarf to spoil your incursion was simple. Even I was surprised by all we gained. I did not expect you, Kendra, to be joining them. May I offer you refreshments?
She's like, nope, I just had a bunch of Italian food. Not hungry.
A part of me wishes that she had just punched him right here. I know that's not really in character for her.
Yeah.
But
would be satisfying.
So satisfying.
Yeah.
Or even just like screamed at him. I'd settle for some golly geez or gosh darns.
Wow, very strong language there, Jessica. Golly gee, gosh darn.
Did you get what I was quoting there?
No.
That was a Mark of Athena quote.
Oh gosh.
Leo comments
It's probably been a decade since I've read Mark of Athena.
That was
too much trauma there.
Fair enough. That was Leo's like, oh wow, Frank might really curse. He might break out a golly gee or a gosh darn.
Yeah, it would make Hazel blush. They basically have very similar conversation to what the Sphinx and Seth had in that, are you really going to do it? Is there like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. He's just telling, kind of gloating, but also he does go into detail about how he will open Zizix, which is super interesting.
And in many ways you can tell how, like, similar to with Seth, how excited he is to share some of these secrets.
Yeah.
He's like, I cannot wait to part with them. These are secrets men would kill for and secrets I have killed to protect. So enjoy. But then also, the interesting part is that he almost seems to want Kendra to like him at one point.
He's definitely trying to manipulate her. Yeah. He always is.
But even more than that, it almost feels like, spoiler, Taravangian with Dalinar, he wants to be right. And he wants his opponents, because he sees them as, like, chess opponents. He wants them to respect him. Like any good, like, competitor would.
Yeah, I can see
like,
that.
So he's like, if I reveal this information to you as a token of goodwill, will you at least promise to consider the possibility that I am truly an ally? And it's just like...
bull crap.
It's totally bull crap. And I want to spit in his
It's like
face.
he just can't help himself. He just can't help himself.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like, the Sorensens for some reason. Because they're, like, his greatest enemy. And now he has them all in the palm of his hand. He's like, okay, I'm going to gloat. And try to, I don't know.
He just wants the satisfaction
it just
of
feels,
them knowing
it's
that
crazy
he's right.
mind games going on right now.
100%. And I hate it, but I love it.
So, yeah. We learned that the prison, not like the prison opened, but like the door, I guess, or like the entrance to it opens once every 1,000 years.
It's like an entrance chamber.
It's like oh, there's a word on the tip of my tongue.
Entry hall?
Antechamber.
Antechamber. Yes, that's the perfect word.
Antechamber.
Yeah. Like a chamber that holds like
that goes to the door that opens
Zizix. Like that's how you access the locks.
The foyer, I guess. I don't know.
Foyer, yes.
The antechamber.
Better.
Antechamber. Yeah, so basically that opens once every 1,000 years, and he's like, the last time it opened was in the 1500s, so either I can wait 600 years,
give or take
for it to open, or travel back in time using the chronometer.
And it honestly makes me wonder, because it says inside the antechamber is a very, very virulent and deadly plague.
Yeah.
It almost makes you wonder, is there like a plague in the late 1500s that we're aware of? When's this? Because the Spanish flu isn't then.
Yeah, and the bubonic plague was in like the 1300s.
Yeah. I just think it would be funny if, like, he said it was...
You think the time it opened, it somehow left the Bermuda Triangle and...
Well, I'm just, like,
spread.
The fumes, maybe.
I don't think the fumes go that far.
I'm just saying...
I don't think that's how germs work.
I think it would have been funny.
Oh, to relate it back to something?
Yeah, and just been like, oh, the 1300s.
I don't think it does.
I mean, that's why they do the same thing with the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so...
Everything is tuberculosis. You know the John Green book?
No, I don't know.
Oh, John Green has this... He's like... You know who John Green is, right?
He wrote 50 Shades of No, not 50 Shades of Grey. It's
The Fault in Our Stars.
that one.
But he also has like a YouTube channel and stuff with his brother Hank Green.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've
and they do
seen
Crash
videos of that.
Course and stuff. His like hyperfixation over the past few years has been like tuberculosis, and he just wrote this book called Everything is Tuberculosis, where he like is able to relate most things in the past 200 years in history back to tuberculosis somehow, and it's crazy. It's wild.
Interesting.
It's super interesting. Anyway, you can cut that out. I just thought it just made me think
No,
of
I'll
it.
probably keep that one in. That one's interesting. All right.
So yeah, you have the chronometer to take you back in time to the day that the antechamber opens. You have the Sands of Sanctity to heal yourself after going into the chamber and getting sick, getting plagued. And then when you go back in time, you can then use the translocator to transport yourself into the antechamber while it's closed.
In the present.
In the present.
Yes. Because, which I actually love that they have that extra little roadblock to prevent, for example, Kendra's like, you're going to open the Zizix in the past.
Yeah, in the past.
Like, in the 1300s, in the 1600s. And Sphinx like, that would be nice, but unfortunately, no. Like, as you have now experienced twice, not that he knows that.
Yeah.
When you go back to the...
When you go back in time,
you are quite bare.
You can't take anything with you. You
birthday
can't take it
suit.
with you.
Can't take it with you when you go.
Have you seen that play?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's a plague. You can't take it with you.
Okay.
It's a good play.
So basically, the Agid and the other wizards were thinking about this. Like, we don't want somebody able to go back in time and cause like a world-ending paradox. So
Crazy.
you can't take any objects with you. So you're going to have to come back into the present of your own time when we have a better chance of stopping you and then opening the prison.
And then the Font of Immortality is to keep you alive long enough to be able to either survive after the Antechamber is open for a day, or to survive till the next time it opens. And then the Oculus is used. You can find all the artifacts and also to find the Eternals.
Mm-hmm. And Kendra's like, play dumb. Who's Morales? Not that dumb. Anyways,
oh my gosh, that was funny.
But Kendra, having heard about the Eternals from Patton, which honestly makes it kind of sad for Patton to have been like, listen to this important information I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
The Eternals. 2 chapters later. Yeah, do you hear about the Eternals? Who are the Eternals?
Let me tell you about the Eternals, Kendra.
And
she's
I'll
like,
one-up you from what Patton told you. I know, actually. He's like, He's killed two
of them already.
And Kendra's like,
there's 5, so there's only 3 left.
And this part right here, Kendra is now reasoning through it. She's like, so once the Eternals are dead, ... The Sphinx picks it up. Once the title Eternal no longer applies to them, and okay, psychotic supervillain,
Okay.
That is exactly what somebody would say if they're trying to avoid a PG-13 rating.
Have you ever seen that video of like quotes from Avatar where they can't say like
dead.
Murdered or dead or whatever? And yeah, it's like a compilation of saying all these other ways of saying like they're dead.
He's
or
lying.
whatever. There's like a certain word. Because they do say like dead or die. I don't know. There's like a certain word that they have to like avoid or like can't say too often. It's so funny.
Yeah. So. It's just funny that right after Kendra says, so after they're dead, he's like, I like to think of it more poetically. Once they're no longer eternal.
So yeah, and the Sphinx says, whatever, that he will negotiate with Gorgrog, the Demon King. If he will not heed my terms, I will not fully open the door. He wants out. He will eventually agree, and a new age will dawn.
And the name of that age will be the end of the world.
And the Sphinx, smiling smugly, says, no, but it will be the end of prisons and the end of inequality. Because he thinks he's God or something and he can end all bad things or whatever.
Except he's already mentioned that he's going to make it a pyramid and he's going to put himself on top, which is already inherently unequal because he's on the top.
Yeah. Nah, he's full of bullcrap.
Full of crap. My gosh, it's so bad. Anyways, so Kendra literally just eats a grape and she's like, I'm good. Okay.
She's like, I'm
You're
done.
clearly deranged.
Yeah, she's like, I'm done
Get
with this
me outta
conversation. Take me away.
Take me away to
And-
some place.
The Sphinx does say, I will try to put you someplace where you may cross paths with your brother. Which is interesting.
And he even says, like, your stay will be brief. Like, once I completely
So
risk the
smug.
world, I'll let you and your family go. It'll be fine.
Yeah, he's
that's
like, you
even
won't
true.
have to wait too long because I'm about to win.
Yeah, he's about to win the idiot trophy. So-
Idiot points.
And you cannot cash them in for awesome
Some dollars.
So,
So yeah, that's the end of that chapter.
and honestly, Kendra has a miniature, like, breakdown. I can't even blame her.
Oh, well, feels like quite literally the end of the world because everyone's been captured. I've been captured.
Can somebody please count the number of references we've made in this
I know
single
we talk about it a
episode?
lot, and like some of you are okay with how many references, but like I wonder how many you guys are catching, or you're just like, why the frick did they just say that? Like, what does that even mean?
We need
And
to,
we're
like,
here just laughing.
We need to
thinking we're just
timestamp them in the
we're
comments.
we just think we're so funny. We're not that funny,
They're-
but
Listen, guys, there's a reason.
but we're having
friends.
fun.
We're the only ones who can understand
I'm glad you got
each
that.
other.
And for those of you who don't know, I just quoted Hercules, the Disney movie.
Oh man, such a good one.
All right. So now to the chapter where I presume you cried.
Yeah.
A promise kept, which fair. This chapter's very sad.
So Seth is languishing in a cell, having no idea that the world is falling apart above him.
Yeah, true.
And so basically he's at the whim of his glowing coin and Bracken to come and fetch him whenever he wants to hang out in the rec room.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, the monotony is broken by the door of his cell opening and shutting.
And someone saying, on your feet. Have a look.
And then there's no footsteps, there's no key rattling, there's no indication that somebody was outside except for that door open, close, and the voice. And then
Yeah.
just nothing.
And
so-
there is a sack by the door.
It's a rock. I know it's a rock! Sorry, I don't know why my brain went to Bug's Life.
Oh, Bug's Life. Okay. I haven't watched Bug's Life in a long time.
Neither have I, but that one's just like an iconic. I think that one's so funny. Just pretend it's a seed, but it's a rock. I know
Okay.
it's a rock.
Okay.
I
So
might
basically,
clap that one out.
someone just opened his cell door, put down a bag, left, or like close the door, and said, get up on your feet, look, have a look, and then it's gone. And when he opens, well, after being confused and surprised, Seth opens the bag, and to his utter shock,
And ours.
Yeah, and ours is the Sands of Sanctity and the Translocator.
Which I find so
And
funny.
a note and a cube of walrus butter. Because that's true.
Which is thoughtful.
He wouldn't. Yeah, I actually hadn't thought of that. It's a good thing that he included that, you know, because he wouldn't have had milk or walrus butter at his disposal. Okay,
I
so
wonder what he would have seen Graulus as if he hadn't had the walrus butter.
I don't know, a diseased cow or something.
Probably. That was funny.
Diseased ram, I guess. His ram horns.
No, cow's
I don't know.
funnier.
Yeah, and that's why I said it.
Because he's a big pile of BS. Male bovine excrement.
Another quote. The wild robot. Okay. Okay,
that
so
would be so
here's what the note says. It's a little serious, so I'm going to stop laughing now. Okay, let's focus.
Sorry. Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Take these artifacts and escape from Living Mirage at once. Just twist the center of the translocator and think of home. An attempt to rescue you has failed, and these were the only artifacts I managed to pilfer. Time is short. Leave immediately. Take nobody. Thanks to your time in the dungeon, you can help lead rescues later. Everything depends on you leaving immediately with these items. I am the last spy the knights have within the society. I will contact you soon. Do not delay. The note was unsigned.
And now Seth has some choices to make. Because on the one hand, it could be a trap. Very easily. On the other, and he reasons this very effectively, and it makes sense. He's like, what does the Sphinx have to gain by slipping him 2 artifacts and telling him to get out?
Yeah.
Like, he knows for a fact that the Sphinx could easily get to Fablehaven with the translocator by himself.
Ooh.
There's no way that the Sphinx, would need him to find the chronometer for him.
Yeah.
And risk losing 2 other artifacts.
Yeah, no, this move doesn't make any sense by the Sphinx.
Because it's not.
Yes. Yeah, hindsight, we know that now.
So, yeah.
But also, he's also caught up on the fact that it says rescue attempt failed, and he's like, wait, so who was captured? You know, he has to kind of wrestle with that for a second, too.
Yeah, so he has definitely learned. He doesn't do the impulsive thing and just teleport out of there.
Mm-hmm.
He contacts Bracken.
He's like, okay,
Good
Bracken,
job.
I need help.
Logical conundrum. Contact 5,000-year-old unicorn. So, if you were hypothetically given 2 of the artifacts, including the one that, I don't know, can get you out of anywhere, what would you do? And Bracken's like, get the heck out of Dodge, buddy.
Bracken's like, wait, are you serious? Do you really have the translocator?
And it's just funny.
Well, and to his credit, Seth is like, wait, how far are you from somewhere I've been?
Can I get you out?
Yeah, can I get you out? And Bracken's like, it would take at least 10 minutes for me to get somewhere where you've been. Just go. Get out.
Which, to his credit, gives him, you gotta feel like, okay, Bracken is a threat, because they keep him down deep. We find out exactly how deep in a chapter. But, you gotta say, yeah, I'm a threat. He's gotta keep me locked away.
You know, it says in the next chapter that Bracken's thing is right next to Nagi Luna. Mm-hmm. Did Seth walk by his cell?
Oh my gosh, you're totally right.
But then, I guess, how would he get Bracken out of the cell? But
that's true. I was about to say that was the dumbest thing they could have possibly done, but
I mean, Bracken would still be in the cell, but he could get kind of close. I don't know.
But Bracken can't get into the hallway.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah,
that is the flaw. Okay,
that's the flaw.
Good point. Oh man, now I'm just picturing Bracken listening as they took Seth down past his cell. Maybe he wasn't in the cell.
Probably sensed them.
He probably sensed them though, going past and entering them, and he was. I know later on he was surprised, wait, you actually went to see Nagi Luna? I was you can just imagine he was like, please tell me that's not who I think it is, and please tell me that's not where I think they're going.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, for a second I was like, wait, but he could have, but no. Bracken, obviously, this is a prison. Duh. I need to remember that. He couldn't have gotten out of his cell.
So, yeah.
But, yeah.
Man, if only they'd still done it, though. But again, Bracken doesn't exactly have a horn, so he couldn't have done much. But he could have at least been like, hey, I'm 5,000 years old. I know demons. Don't do it.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. Seth needed to be alone.
Yeah. Which is why the note said, leave immediately and take nobody.
I know we already talked about this back in book 4, but remember how we compared the moment where Kendra gets the knapsack from a mysterious spy, and then we thought of how it matches this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just the parallels. Reading this, I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah, you're totally right. Just having Seth being like, well, this isn't the first time this has happened. This isn't
the first time we've gotten help
from an inside source.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the information that Kendra would theoretically have, because Kendra in talking with Grandma Larson, has just confirmed that the only spy that the Knights of the Dawn have within this deep in the society is Hank.
Yeah.
Is Grandpa
He doesn't
Larson.
know his grandparents are alive.
He doesn't even know he doesn't even know that. But, so for Seth, when it says the last spy the Knights have within the society, that's a possibility.
You could think,
Whereas Kendra, that note would be like, no, nobody else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If they got Hank, if they got my grandma, they got everybody, there's no way. There's nobody else.
Yeah,
And
that's
also,
a good point.
She wouldn't go to Graulus because she has sense. But no, that was mean. I'm sorry, Seth. I'm sorry.
Let's be nice to
Seth.
He's
too
suffered
far.
enough.
That was too far. I'm sorry. I take it
All
back.
right. But
we're under a lot of pressure.
To Seth's credit, he does go to Maddox's cell, but Maddox isn't there. So he tries to get Maddox out,
Yeah.
but that didn't work. And right before, I think it's really interesting. This was smart of him. After he goes to Maddox's cell and Maddox isn't there, he's picturing Fablehaven and is about to go home, and he's like, "Wait, I've seen where two other artifacts are.
The other two
artifacts are in the Sphinx's office."
He knows where the Oculus and the Font of Immortality are.
Yeah.
He grabs
Where they
those.
were.
Yeah. He grabs those, though, and he has taken away.
A complete coup. Like,
he's got all 5 in his basically back pocket.
Yeah. So he decides to jump over there real quick, see if he can find them, and if not, go.
Which, again, great move.
Yeah.
Totally support that one.
That was really good. So he pops over there. There's no one there, and he looks around, and he can't. Where the Oculus and Font of Immortality were, they're not there anymore. And as he's looking around, the Sphinx walks in and sees him.
Now I'm just picturing as if this conversation, if he had popped in during Seth and Kendra and the Sphinx's conversation.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
That would have been hysterical.
Yeah.
I imagine Mirav, like, maybe thought of that being a possibility, so he was like, maybe we don't let that happen. When he grabs the other 2 artifacts, he hides the other ones in case Seth thinks of that.
Yeah, well, it also depends on when Mirav got, like, how he got the artifacts, where he got them.
How long Kendra was asleep.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's all in the same night, though.
For all we know, the conversation with Kendra happens after. Well, probably not.
I don't know. I don't want to think about time zones and stuff. Anyway, the Sphinx walks in, and he is shook. Like, he is
livid.
Yeah, first he's shocked, and then he is angry. This is like the first time we've actually seen him angry.
I was enjoying it.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
As much as I know it comes next, when Seth had never seen the Sphinx lose his facade of calm control. And I just love seeing him lose it, because this is the first point where he loses any kind of control. Mm-hmm. Up until this point, he has had everything happening according to his plan.
He's always been calm, cool, and collected.
Because he's had everything under control at every single point.
Because he's the puppet master. Or was.
And so, it's at this point, though, that something happens that's not according to his plan, and he panics.
Yeah. Like you said, his facade is gone.
His facade is gone. He runs in. Like you said, he looks shocked. Does not expect to see Seth there. Maybe he expected one of his underlings to make a move.
Yeah.
Which is why he'd obviously have things like set up in his office to alert him if somebody had snuck in.
Yeah.
But when he sees Seth, he's like, that's when he realizes that he's been betrayed and he's been stabbed in the back and he's about to lose control.
Yeah, he says, "Put that down," he roared. "Seth, you don't." And then he's cut off because Seth pops away with the translocator.
Which I really wonder what he was going to say there.
Something like, "You don't understand what's going on," or I don't know.
Like, I wonder if he's smart enough to start putting it together at that point. To put
the
together,
Sphinx?
Yeah. To put together seeing Seth with 2 artifacts in his office.
Yeah, I think he might have already caught on the fact that he was being betrayed.
He might have even seen the conversation with Graulus between Seth and during the first chapter. He might have thought that was worth listening into.
Yeah. Well, and he knows about Seth and Graulus also because, like, Nagi Luna, like, mentions it earlier.
Yeah. I wonder how much he figures out in that moment of realization.
I think he probably already knew because he probably tries to keep the artifacts close.
Mm-hmm. So he knows somebody has betrayed him, but I wonder if he knows that, like, oh, this is Nagi Luna's play.
Yeah.
So
He probably guesses.
yeah, that would be my suspicion, is that he's like, oh, I've just been outmaneuvered.
Yeah.
And he does not like it, and I can't help but say, ha ha.
You lost at your own game, buddy. I do like where Seth like knee-jerk reaction ends up to escape without thinking.
I can't. Can I finish the quote?
What quote?
You've beaten me in my own game. Don't flatter yourself. You were
We're
never even a player. Continue.
Okay.
So Seth's knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, Seth's knee-jerk reaction of where to go in a pit, like not even think about it, is the roof of his elementary school because he climbed up there.
Which is such a Seth thing to do.
Which is such a Seth thing to do. It's so funny. Mm-hmm. And it's a great place because no one would ever think, first of all, that he had been on the roof, or second, that he would go there.
Unless he's Harry Potter. Harry Potter ended up on a roof when he was being chased by Dudley and his bullies.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was one of his early manifestations of nascent magic.
I don't know. You're the Harry Potter person more than I am.
Yeah, it's book one. It's very brief.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
But yeah, so continuing on.
So yeah, Seth is like, okay, what the frick do I do? Do I go back? Do I try to rescue people? Who's at the house? Surely Kendra and maybe his grandparents are there. So he's thinking like the people who went on the mission and failed are probably like Tanu, Trask, Warren, you know, expecting just the normal knights.
I mean, come on. How could he possibly think that Warren was
The usual
captured? The naivete.
True.
Anyways.
And then he is looking at the Sands of Sanctity, and he thinks about Growlithe and his promise that he made to him that if he got the sands, that he would heal him out of mercy.
And he's not seeing the convenience of the fact that he still ended up with them.
Jessica's hitting herself in the face with the book.
I think they could tell by the sound.
Well, it also sounds like you could be hitting the table. Okay, stop hitting yourself in the head.
I'm done. I'm just... The beauty of this plan is
it's
unmatched.
It's
but
crazy
so
genius. It's so frustrating. And it's so sad because we know Seth's character arc all the way from book 1 up to now is that he is constantly making these mistakes because he's a good person.
He's innocent. He's naive.
He's innocent.
Trusting.
He's naive. He's trusting. He's merciful. And he gets bitten in the butt for it all the time. It comes back to bite him. Every single time.
Except Bracken.
Bracken
is the only one who does not stab him in the back, and we thank him for it. But every other time.
But no, every other mistake he's made, opening the window because he thought the baby might be real and was going to die. I'm blanking here.
No, I did the same thing. Does he do anything with the plague?
Kind of like trusting what's-his-face from the Society in book 2 to go get the...
Oh, yeah, Errol Fisk.
Errol. I always forget his name.
/ Christopher Vogel.
Yeah, you always remember his name. And then going and getting the toe statue and ends up being Olak, who literally eats him.
Following Coulter into the...
Following Coulter into the grove.
/ Vanessa.
/ Vanessa, yeah.
And nearly dying.
Uh-huh.
All of these things.
Just like time after time, he makes these mistakes.
And most of them aren't his fault.
Yeah.
Or like not more than like you can blame a 3-year-old for grabbing a hot iron because they're a 3-year-old.
And that's exactly why this plan works so well, is because Nagi Luna and Growlithe know that Seth does not understand the nature of demons. And they use that against him.
And it's just so sad.
And the fact that it's been set up since book 3, when Seth got his powers, Growlithe took notice of him, and then cultivated this relationship with him, made him a shadow charmer, gave him advice, helped him out, all just saying that he was bored. but he saw him as a pawn to be used. And when he had the chance to cash in, he did.
And Coulter had to pay them.
Yeah.
Great, my eyes are watering.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Okay, continuing on.
So yeah, we know
Seth-
that Seth decides.
Our poor innocent boy decides to go heal Growlithe because in his brain, he could go and ask permission, but he knows Grandpa
people will stop him
because they don't understand his relationship with Growlithe. I think is the direct quote he uses from later on in the chapter.
Yeah, and
It's
he thinks that healing Growlithe will just help him die an easier death.
And he heals him, and immediately, without hesitation, Growlithe attacks Seth.
Yep.
Grabs the sands, snatches the translocator, and just tosses him away
Tosses him to the side.
like nothing.
Literally, like, breaks his bones, like, tosses him against the wall like a rag doll.
That's at the second point.
Oh, yeah.
The first time he just drops him and he scratches his arms and he's like, "Oh, I'll heal you. I can do anything I want
Yeah.
now."
Well, it's very sadistic. I mean, he's a demon,
it's
but he says,
terrible.
like, this shows, like, a new possibility for torture. Healing and, like, breaking bones and healing immediately. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, you're definitely evil.
Yeah, and that's
man.
what he says.
This.
The demon grinned better than any actual ram, because that's what his head looks like.
Yeah.
Any actual ram could. You still don't fully understand. Of course you don't, or this would never have happened. See, Seth, this disease hath plagued me for thousands of years. It is what slowly ruined me. The sickness was my prison much more than this cave. Only the sands could have healed me. I am old, yes, but now I am far from dying. And Seth is just now
He
punching
sees
himself.
the fallacy of his.
How could I be so
belief.
stupid? What
Yeah.
have I done?
And then Growlithe being all.
He gets to monologue now.
Yeah, he gets the monologue. He says, "Not the common breed of stupidity," the demon corrected. "You're too trusting, too independent, too good of a friend, even to one who is by nature your enemy. These attributes were used against you."
She was right. She may not be utterly sane, but after all these years, against all odds, she was right. Nagi Luna. And this is when we see that
You see the whole grand plan.
Maybe Growlithe is a puppet master, but this woman, this demon, is the Archmaester. She is the goddess of puppets.
No, she is behind everything.
It's confirmed. She contacted me using the Oculus, which was seeded when we were talking to the Fairy Queen, is that she reaches out to... And we were focused on that she could have possibly contacted the demons in Zizix.
We never imagined Growlithe.
But she was actually reaching out to Growlithe and saying, "Hey, you know that super naive kid you've been talking to? I met him. We've got this."
Yeah.
Because it even says she has not yet held the Oculus herself, but she can borrow some of its power when her captor uses it, which is often. She harbored hopes of an opportunity like this for a long while, but only felt certain after she met you.
That's so awful, bro.
We thought he did so well during that conversation with her.
That's got to feel so terrible knowing that he was like the last part of the plan that was needed.
The valuable pawn.
Yeah. And now Growlithe is saying, "I will acquire the chronometer and return to Living Mirage. I've been there before, you see, centuries ago. And at the end of his long years of scheming, the Sphinx will lose control of his endeavor. Before long, the demons of Zizix will be free according to my terms." And that's when Seth is like, "Wait, this wasn't the Sphinx's plan?" And Growlithe is like, "No, we're not working with him."
Because, I mean, Seth is right. Seth was right in his first logic. Like, what did the Sphinx have to gain from this trap?
Yeah.
The answer is nothing. The only being who stood anything to gain with this was Marav, the wizard, Nagi Luna, and Growlithe.
And Mr. Lich also betrays him.
He eventually
Later.
switches sides, but he wasn't
Yeah.
on, I don't think.
That's true. Yeah. But literally, like, he literally says, tonight you have ushered in an age of demonic rule. Like, oh. It's so heartbreaking for Seth in this moment.
Seth hugged himself miserably, gripping handfuls of his shirt. He wished he could stop existing. He had ruined everything.
I will leave you with your life, Seth.
Why bother? I'm fine.
No. I'm not fine. I
know.
know what happens, and I'm still just torn up by
Still
this. I feel awful for Seth.
This really does hurt so badly. And Growlithe is just like, I will spare you because, A, I still find you kind of interesting. I still elevated you to Shadow Charmer, so,
Yeah.
But also, you helped me, so I'll let you live with your guilt.
Yeah.
Which is honestly
It's
greater
a worse
torture.
punishment. Yeah. No.
And so,
He says, let me leave you with this final lesson. I am what you would call evil. Pure, deliberate evil. I am aggressively self-serving. I take great pleasure in destruction. At times I cause harm to get gain, and at times I cause harm for the sheer enjoyment of breeding mayhem. So, will I take the artifacts? Seth, without a twinge of remorse. I will use them to unlock a season of devastation the world has never witnessed. And mark my words, I will revel in it. So yeah, Seth now, it's so hard because he's learned his hardest lesson from his biggest mistake of like understanding the true nature of demons. And it's so hard because you just think back to all the times that like Grandpa was trying to stop him from going to Growlithe and trying to teach him about demons and how like they don't care. They're doing it for their own game. They are evil. And this is how he learned the lesson. And it's just, it's so heart-wrenching.
I found the line. Why didn't he see this coming? Grandpa had consistently warned
Yes.
him to stay away from Growlithe. Seth had assumed his grandparents didn't understand the unique relationship he had with the demon. The diamond demon had seemed so weak and so helpful that Seth had begun to consider him safe, which is only helped by the fact that Growlithe, he admits during their conversation that he was faking it a bit. He was acting weaker than he was. And Nagi Luna even emphasized it. Being
Yes.
like,
yeah.
oh, he's so pitiable. He always favored his human slaves
Yeah.
above than what was proper.
He's on the edge of death, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it was so well set up.
It really was. And then Growlithe is like, okay, I'm going to go. I did not agree to the foundational treaty. Now that I am my full power again, I can easily overthrow the treaty of this preserve and leave destruction in my wake for the pure enjoyment of it.
And Seth, when he just teleports away, just starts sprinting. Because what else can he do?
Yeah.
He's like, I have to warn them.
And it's awful because he thinks his whole family is still there, basically.
He thinks at least Grandma and Grandpa, probably
And Kendra. And Kendra.
and Dale.
Dale! Somehow Dell wasn't there, thankfully.
Yeah, that would be a heck of a second
Thank
appearance.
goodness. Oh my gosh. Appearance just to die? Ugh.
But nope, the only person who's in the house is Coulter,
Yeah.
who's been with us since book 2.
So sad. Seth is running, shouting, Hugo, anyone, help, emergency help. There's no one.
Well, after a few minutes, Hugo
I mean,
comes. Yeah.
he's running as fast as he can. And eventually, he hears Hugo. But those must have been the worst minutes of his life. Knowing how bad he messed up and thinking that, like, while he's running, contemplating the consequences of his actions, thinking that his whole family's about to die
Yeah.
because of him.
And as someone who used to, like, do, like, cross-country and track, like, running does not occupy your brain a ton.
No.
You are just left alone with your thoughts, and it is not fun sometimes.
These are terrible thoughts to be having.
Mm-hmm. But even once Hugo finds him and starts running off towards the house, being like, oh crap, Graulus is on his way, we gotta go. As they're getting closer to the house, they see and hear the attack starting.
Mm-hmm.
Because as Seth reasoned, Graulus had probably never been to the house, so he couldn't teleport directly there, but he could get close enough. And Seth,
And then he has to, take down
the
borders and stuff, but he's super powerful again because he's healed. Not that hard for him.
Mm-hmm.
So within minutes, they come up onto the house and the barn. The barn is burning. Viola is wandering away.
Stampeding.
Yeah. It's
It's also, correct me if I'm wrong, the middle of the night.
Yes. It says, by the nightmarish light of the burning barn, Seth could see half the house had collapsed, smashed in as if by some natural disaster. He did not see Graulus, but could hear glass breaking and wood splintering within the house. To the house, Seth shouted. Hugo took off across the yard with leaping strides. A great crash sounded within the house. The golem vaulted onto what remained of the back porch and entered the ruined house, striding over to the remnants of missing walls. And that's where they find Coulter, stuck under a beam.
They uncover him, pull him out, and the first thing he says is run.
Run.
Hugo assures them because he is magic. He's like, demon is gone.
Yeah.
And Coulter just immediately is just like, I don't have much time. Listen. He's like, Graulus has the chronometer. He destroyed the treaty. I couldn't stop him. He smashed through our defenses in no time. And Seth is just like, it's my fault. It's my fault. I healed him. I thought he was helpful. I thought he was good. But he stole the artifacts. And Coulter just closes his eyes and just goes, I see. Like, he immediately puts it together that his innocence was used against him.
Yeah.
And, like, not another word.
I love Coulter in this moment because he doesn't say anything to blame Seth.
Nothing.
He uses his last moments to give him the help that he got from Patton.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he saw Graulus coming and he saw Seth and Hugo at the edge of the yard, he ran and got the chronometer, went back in time to talk to Patton and be like, I'm literally about to die. The demon's about to get the chronometer. I just saw Seth at the edge of the yard.
What do you got?
What do you got the next 30 minutes before I go back and die? Like, that's insane.
How much did they have spent those 30 minutes?
Oh.
Just two old men just commiserating on how they'd spent their lives. Like, you can imagine Patton just being like, stay here. Like, let's just take a moment and just... Because Coulter, he tried to run once they got back, but he knew there was pretty much no chance of him getting out. And he was just just those 30 minutes where Coulter could just be like, just accepting his fate.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
Patton better said.
Can you imagine
nice
you
words.
knew you were about to die and you had 30 minutes to go back in time before you die?
To talk with one of your heroes.
To talk with one of your heroes and try to come up with a plan to stop the world from ending, but then at the end of those 30 minutes you're dead.
You're gonna stop the world from ending, but
you're not gonna get to see it. Your doom is impending and it's ticking down, literally ticking down. And poor Seth. He says, don't talk like that. And Coulter says, hush, I'm no tenderfoot. I have plenty of injuries and I know what this is. I have minutes, maybe seconds. Listen. While Graulus attacked the barn, I grabbed the chronometer. As he tore into the house, I watched from a window, trying to formulate a strategy. After I glimpsed you at the edge of the woods with Hugo, I used the chronometer.
Used it how? Seth asked.
I visited Patton. Told him the chronometer was about to be taken. Told him you were around.
Visiting Patton cost me no time. I didn't even make it to the front door. There was no escaping what happened. But listen, since we knew you were around, Patton promised to leave you some advice. A passageway under the old manor leads to a secret grotto. Down in the cellar, beneath the banner, you'll find a fireplace. Step inside and say, "Everyone loves a show-off." That will open the way.
Then what? We hope Patton has an idea.
That's literally all they have, is just a hope and a prayer.
A hope. But, I mean, if you're going to bet on someone, you might as well bet on Patton Burgess.
Second only to his great nephew. Great, whatever.
Patton's first and then Warren. Let's be honest. Warren hasn't lived long enough to outmatch Patton yet. And then Seth is like, where is everybody? And Coulter explains that they're all gone. They were all captured at Living Mirage. And Seth is like, all of them? And he's like, yes, all of them. I was holding down the fort. Vanessa's here in the quiet box. She might be able to help. Use your best judgment.
Which I love.
Do
I love
your
that
best.
He even says, use your judgment, because he still trusts him.
He still trusts him.
He knows Seth is was used in the plot that ended up killing him.
Yeah.
And he still says,
And that's,
even though his judgment is what got them in the situation, he knows that it's still, he has a good sense of morality.
And that's why I as much as sometimes Coulter annoyed me sometimes, sexist, whatever, he had his flaws, obviously. I love him in this moment because he doesn't do anything to make Seth feel worse. He uses his last moments to help him.
Does everything to make him
everything
feel
he
better.
can.
With his last words.
His last breath.
He says, "Not your fault." Gripped Seth's wrist. "You're a good boy. They tricked you. You were showing mercy. Maybe we can get them yet." And in those last seconds, Seth promises that he will.
I will. I promise. I will. I really will. Coulter laid his head back, closing his eyes. His chest shook as if trying to cough, but only a faint, strangling sound came out. His eyelids fluttered. His hands jerked.
And then he exhaled one last time and went limp. And of course, Seth, being the precious boy he is,
Looks for vital signs.
tries to do some CPR,
Yeah.
rescue breaths, anything.
Hugo says, Coulter, gone. Hugo rumbled heavily. Seth backed away from the corpse of his friend. Despite the words of comfort from Coulter, he could not avoid the conviction that he had caused this. Sure, the demons had designed and carried out the plot, but Seth had been the idiot that they could design it around. Both Growlithe and Nagaluna had known he would do the wrong thing, and he had. And now Coulter was dead. Fablehaven was in ruins, and the artifacts were gone. The weight of his regret threatened to crush him. Thanks to his lack of judgment, the Society of the Evening Star now had all the keys to the demon prison.
Roll credits.
Yeah. It's quite the way to end a chapter.
So heavy. Oh,
And that
my
is why we had to go one more chapter after this. And not end in depression.
We needed a spark of hope. My gosh, this is so heavy.
Yeah.
We should this is a good book. To be fair.
I don't... Imagine how, in the future, if they're able to do all the books into movies.
How this is gonna hit.
This, like, the starkness of, like, the dark with, like, the fire and finding Coulter's last, words.
Oh, there are so many
The
things
reality
that I want
setting
from
in on
this.
Seth. Oh my gosh.
Please make it good. Please just make it good, people.
Yeah,
That's all I
seriously.
ask.
Speaking of, we've had no further updates on the movie, which is supposedly coming out next year.
Stay tuned.
We'll see.
Well, can we go into the more hopeful stuff, please?
Yeah, I think we all understand the gravity of this past chapter and everything Seth
Has been through.
accidentally caused. Yeah.
And we also know that this is not going to be the last time we have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the next Seth chapter, which I believe is chapter 15, I took a glimpse at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not done with this.
Oh, no.
We're not done with this. And I'm not looking forward to it because I'm probably going to shed another tear or two. And I'm kind of looking forward to that because I'm weird. All right, chapter 14, An Unexpected Ally.
What? We
Why
get
are
Bracken and Kendra.
Oh, I was like, it felt like, I was like, did it something I did remind you of a song? But
No,
that's valid.
I'm just excited now.
I am too.
We get to pivot and be happy again.
Yeah, let's be happy.
All right, so it's kind of funny because like Kendra is like, why can't they put me in just a dang cell? Like, why is this? Apparently, there's like confusion about where to put her,
through.
and she's like, "Can I just go to sleep, please?" I can just imagine being like, "Can you just put me in my dang cell and I can go to sleep?" Like,
Please.
this has been the worst night ever. Can it please end already?
Cannot blame her in the slightest.
I love when they finally like put her in the cell. She's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure this is the one you want me to put where you want me?"
Sassy Kendra moment.
She is so sassy in this chapter, and I freaking love it.
Deserved, honestly, earned
so
to the max.
Funny. Also, we needed it really bad.
Oh my gosh, that was so desperately needed.
You sure? Sure you don't want to move me to another cell?
And the fact
Are
that
you
the
sure?
goblin immediately goes, "Don't get smart."
Yeah.
Oh man, that was funny.
You sure about that one?
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? I mean, that one was referencing the previous chapter. All right.
And then, well, we do get a fun thing because we learn that the cell she is in is actually Seth's cell that he just recently vacated. And the guards were kind of muttering about it. They were like, "Are we sure she should put in this cell? We haven't searched it yet."
But the key is that the orders to put her in that cell came, and I quote, direct from the top.
From the unexpected ally.
No kidding. And no, not the final spy that this...
No, from the Sphinx, obviously.
From the Sphinx, but we'll talk about that later.
But we do have a fun little connection to Seth, because in his boredom, he had inscribed messages on the wall.
Oh my gosh, we should have written these on the poster board. That would have been funny.
Would have been funny. All right, you want to read every other?
Let's do it. Yeah, why not?
All right. Seth rules.
Welcome to Seth's house.
Seth rocks.
Seth was here. Now it's your turn.
Seth Sorensen forever.
Enjoy the food.
If you're reading this, you can read.
All roads lead to Seth.
Is it still dripping?
Seth haunts these halls.
You're in a Turkish prison.
Seth is the man. I always forget about this one.
Yeah, same. Use the meal mats as toilet paper.
And so on and so forth.
Cold, hopeless, and alone, Kendra found herself giggling at the messages her brother had scrawled. He must have been so bored.
Man, Brandon knew what he was doing by putting this chapter or these pages right after the
yeah.
freaking Wumpfest.
He's like, okay, we need something to cheer the reader up just a little bit.
Because like Kendra, we are feeling cold, hopeless, and alone.
Yeah.
But at least we can giggle over Seth's antics.
Yeah. And she's like, so if this was his cell, where is he? Did he escape? How could he have escaped? We're in the middle of Turkey. Where the heck would he have gone? Like, she's really confused.
And only about to come more, but this time romantically.
Yeah.
Because in walks...
All of a sudden, the back wall of her cell opens.
And in walks Bracken. And I would like to compare and contrast the descriptions that we get. Because a few chapters before, we have, in the chapter titled Bracken, we have Seth's reaction to this unicorn's entry. And I would like to read the first bit. The young man wore ragged clothing. First thing that Seth mentions. Improvised moccasins covered his dirty feet. The white light in his hand was clearly magical, some kind of glowing stone. The illumination gave his grime-streaked skin a pearly sheen. Tall and lean, he had silver white hair down to his shoulders and a handsome open face. And that is pretty much the only descriptions we get from Seth. That was all of Seth. The rest of it is just the young man. Actually, I think he uses young man like 9 times out of 10 before he starts actually using his name. But yeah, so that's pretty much it.
And then Kendra, when she first sees him, she says, an unapproachably attractive young man with white light in his hand ducked through the gap left by the sliding wall. And then the next page.
But I would like just one more time. unapproachably attractive is the first thing she notices.
The first thing she notices about, I mean...
Can't blame her. But continue, sorry.
They stared at each other for a moment. His threadbare clothes hugged an athletic build. He had thick, longish hair, expressive silver blue eyes, and flawless skin. His boyishly charming features would have looked more at home on the cover of a magazine rather in a prison.
And I will kid you not, I checked pretty much every other comment she makes or thought she has is related to his attractiveness. Does the Sphinx send you to all the new girls?
Oh my gosh, wait, no, we have to talk about that. It's so funny. Her sassiness, okay? Well, first of all, she's like, first of all, he gives it to her. She says, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, one of the neighbors." I'm like, that's your first answer? You're not going to explain yourself, Bracken?
I mean, to be fair, he's kind of blinded.
That's true.
By her brilliance.
Blinded by the light.
And so, and of course, because he's a unicorn, he can see her fairy kindness.
Yeah.
And so he's like, hit the dimmer, please.
He's like,
you're kind of blinding me.
Can you turn it down? And she's like, excuse me? She's like, who the frick are you? What are you talking about? Why are you here?
Because guess what? She just got betrayed again.
Exactly.
So
she's not ready to talk to another stranger.
And after the flawless sex description, I'm
Bracken, he said.
Does the Sphinx send you to all the new girls? And then this is in her thoughts. He was way too good looking to be anything but a spy.
He held up his hands as if to calm her. You're wise to be cautious.
Okay, I'm just picturing, like, he's holding his hands up like he's trying to calm a skittish horse when he himself is a unicorn.
Oh my gosh.
That's just the picture I'm getting, like, the horse is doing the horse whisper for you.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Believe me, I've learned caution. Tell the Sphinx to let me rot in peace.
And so Bracken continues on. He pieces together that, okay, you're obviously very kind, so you're Seth's sister. And Kendra's like, okay, you know Seth, but at the same time,
everyone knows
Seth, and everybody knows that I'm very kind at this point, so that does nothing to help your credibility.
Yeah. She asks, where is my brother? And then Bracken's still distracted. He said, you never mentioned you were so bright. Kendra felt herself blushing. Answer the question. Her voice was hard.
Kudos to her for not folding.
Yeah. Again, Bracken raised his palms. Sorry. I will. He's gone. I'm not sure where. Probably Fablehaven.
And then he explains the whole... He
got the translocator stuff.
And of course, he still is under the impression that, hey, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
So they continue on.
And he's like, hopefully he'll contact me before long.
Kendra huffed in exasperation. Are you guys pen pals?
I gave him a coin that lets us communicate telepathically. I know he's far from here because I can't hail him. Once he uses the coin to reach out to me, we should be able to speak.
I wish he could, honestly. Seth needs the moral support right now.
Yeah. Kendra's like, a magical telepathy coin? Who are you? At least, who are you pretending to be?
And Bracken gets all bashful and just... the truth is absurd.
Try me.
You don't even believe that I'm an actual prisoner. You're not going to believe what I actually am.
Give it a shot. You might want to stutter. That could help sell it. And then he's like, stutter?
Long story.
Long story. Don't ask.
That is probably one of my favorite Kendra lines.
That was
right there.
such a good line. I was like, oh my gosh.
You might want to stutter.
Her sass in all this. I also love the line of, does the Sphinx send you to all the new girls? I love it. So good. But it's like a trauma response. So, yeah.
So good.
And then he hits her with, I'm a unicorn.
She's like, okay, haven't heard that one before.
Did you just say unicorn?
And it's kind of interesting because, like, wasn't that, like, one of the first things that she wanted to see when she found out that they were, like, on a magical preserve?
Yeah, unicorns are mentioned a little bit throughout. Like, when Seth is, like, making fun of her, he's like, you just want to watch a parade with unicorns and ballerinas and whatever, like an earlier book.
So now she's actually meeting one.
Yeah,
Which is funny also because, like, Seth at the beginning, when he first met Bracken, was like, can you turn into a horse? My sister will be jealous.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I love how she's like, look, Bracken, you need to go back to spy school. In fact, maybe you should try a different career path. You obviously weren't hired for your brains. So sassy.
And I love how Bracken's just taking it all in stride. He's like, yep, okay, come on, lay it on.
He's like, yeah, I guess I would be a bad spy.
Get it out of your system.
What, you're saying I should believe you because you're incompetent? Or just because your story sounds crazy? I don't suppose you can prove that you're actually a horse?
And then, of course, he gives the, I'm stuck in human form.
Very convenient. Kendra covered her eyes with one hand. Oh, this is actually worse than feeling lonely. Dang.
Wow, that's got to do wonders for his self-esteem.
Dang. She's like, this is worse than being alone.
Honestly, the fact that
That
he's
is
still
so funny.
he's doing fine after all this is amazing.
I mean, yeah, he's like, I could take this. I mean, fair.
So
She's had a long night. She needs to take it out on someone.
So he finally comes up with some idea to help her trust him. He uses the secret fairy language as a way to help her, like, okay,
Yeah.
I can tell you're not speaking English anymore. I'm not sure it's the secret fairy language, but you get the benefit of the doubt now.
Yeah.
That's all I can give you, though.
And he's like, it's a start. I could take you to some of your friends, like Maddox or Mara.
And same as Seth, she has like, wait, this is a prison. Why did they let us wander around?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, thousands of years, yada, 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 we made tunnels, etc., etc.
Blah, blah. And she asks about her parents.
Dig-a-tana, 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 dig-a-tana. Quick before the hyena come.
Oh.
I saw the light dawn in your eyes.
I
On
see,
that one.
yes.
The light bulb flicked on. Anyways, all right, so yeah, they can't get to the parents.
She says, hopefully Seth will come rescue us soon. He could vouch for me. And then Kendra. Oof. Kendra considered the statement. It might take more than Seth's endorsement.
And she doesn't even know.
But yeah, she doesn't know what happened, so.
To be fair, Kendra, the last guy you fell for was literally a dragon, so.
Yeah.
Neither of you guys
And
have
hey,
great track records.
to Bracken's credit, he says, don't underestimate your brother. He was careful. He didn't trust me right away. In fact, maybe he still doesn't really trust me. I hope he uses the coin. If you give him a magical toy, he'll use it.
That was such a good Kendra. Why is Kendra giving the zingers?
She's literally, I was laughing so hard rereading this. I was like, oh my gosh, Kendra is making me laugh out loud so hard. She's so funny.
She's at the end of her rope and it shows.
Yeah, she is done.
Her
She's saying,
tongue is unlashed.
she's saying the first thing that comes to her brain. She's like, I don't give a crap.
You can really tell that they're siblings. The resemblance is showing.
All these zingers, oh man.
All right, so she has a little bit more trust now. She's like, okay. But of course, every time she started trusting a stranger, it seemed like she got burned. Gavin had seemed great. I mean, that stutter, so cute. But yeah, so.
While they're talking, all of a sudden, Bracken senses that someone has entered his cell.
Which is like.
Never happens.
Ever.
And so he's like, want to come investigate with me?
It'd be a nice date.
And she's like, I guess so. I got nothing else to do.
The fact that she says, if he was an enemy, she supposed he could harbor as easily here in her cell as out in some secret passageway. Sure.
I mean, she's not wrong.
No, she is not.
So yeah, they make their way to Bracken's cell. And then they open it and Bracken goes in first. And he says, who are you? Bracken demanded. A friend, came the answer. Kendra knew that voice.
I hope so, Bracken replied. You have a much larger knife.
They're just so meant to be friends. Who is other than Warren?
We love it.
Mr. Insurance Policy.
And of course the larger knife is like a full fancy sword.
It's the sword from Lost Mesa, isn't it?
And so now we have a nice little reunion, like, because Warren, up until this point, was uncaptured. Because the Sphinx had mentioned during his conversation with Kendra that Tolan had told them where they had dropped off Warren. They're like, oh, we'll have him soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you didn't. Well, sort of, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So basically, Warren first starts out this conversation like, okay, I understand you have magical psychic powers that can shield this conversation from prying eyes. And Bracken's like,
totally
first of all,
a little sarcasm, like, I understand you have powers.
And Bracken's like, how do you know that? First of all. Second of all, yes, I'm always doing that. So
So, yeah. And Warren has a charm that protects him from scrutiny, but he takes it off and allows Bracken to do his little screening test that he did with Seth.
And he's like, he asks Kendra, do you trust this guy? And she's like, a little, I guess. He says he's a unicorn. Warren's like, I've heard that too.
Which builds credibility.
Yeah.
Although now that I think about it, if he and the Sphinx had been playing the long con, devastating.
Yeah, it's a good thing Bracken's not a spy.
Honestly.
So yeah, Bracken clears Warren. He's not a sting bulb.
Which,
and then
again, terrifying to think that that's even an option.
Yeah. And Kendra's like, okay, Warren, how the heck did you get down here? And then he says, I wish I could say through my own brilliant innovation, Warren said, but I had help. From the Sphinx. So yeah, he explains how this night changed everything for the Sphinx because he was betrayed by Nagi Luna and Growlithe, and he explains how they used Seth, gave him the translocator and everything, and that he went and healed Growlithe, and now they have all the artifacts. So.
Which is bad.
Yeah. And he explains how the Sphinx says if he can't open the prison on his terms, he doesn't want to open it all. So now he's going to help them.
And that feels honestly like the most petty thing. Like, he's been playing chess, and the second it looks like he might lose, he just decides to flip the table. Because he can't fathom that idea. And it's just like, oh, you petty little child.
And he explains how the Sphinx has to play along because Mr. Lich, who's been with him from the beginning, is now on the side with the demons. And if the Sphinx doesn't cooperate, Mr. Lich can just do everything that the Sphinx is needed for. So
yeah. He's been along long enough for to have been alive when the antechamber was last open, as well as having the advantage of being mortal, which Nagi Luna and Growlithe and Mirov are all not. So he can use the chronometer, he can use the translocator, all of those things.
Yeah.
And so, dang, brilliant backstab.
Oh, how the turntables.
Toast. So
yeah. Warren explains how he was part of a, failed rescue mission that Kendra was also a part of. And soon he was the only one who was not captured. And then the Sphinx came after him with some wraiths, but instead of capturing him, first of all, I think he rescued him from a rock or something. Manticore.
But can we also appreciate that it took the Sphinx coming out at the very end of the evening with wraiths to finally get him? It mentions he began evasive maneuvers at the very second he was dropped off, and that is the only reason he was able, within minutes, he was the target of the manhunt. He was the only one unaccounted for.
Yeah.
And the only reason he was able to escape is because he's just that good.
He's the Burgess. That's why.
And also, one final gift from Coulter, he lent him the invisibility
glove.
I
saw that. It was very sweet.
So
yeah, the Sphinx, instead of capturing him, gave him help. The keys and passwords needed to get down to this part of the dungeon, and given him the task to get Bracken and Kendra and go try to escape and protect the Eternals.
And finally doing one better. And I love the progression we've had here where we started with just learning about the Eternals from Patton. Then we moved on to learning about a bit more about them from the Sphinx, including the fact that 2 of them are dead. And now finally, with this final piece of information, we learn about the most recent one that the Sphinx had found, whose name is Rune Osriksson, who's occupying a heavily fortified stronghold in Finland.
Yep.
So he's like, just go get him. I'll hold down the fort here. I'll play the
game.
The disgruntled former leader.
But also, we'll feed them information because he knows that Bracken has the ability to have, communicators. So he, leaves one for him in the cell so that they can communicate.
And Bracken, smartly, is okay, we need to be careful of our new ally. We need him. And the Sphinx knows that because he also needs them.
Yeah.
This is, shakiest of alliances.
Bracken sums it up perfectly. He says, this is a dangerous game. but they have to play it.
Ooh, love that. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, but we have to play. Ooh, yes, thank you. Love it. All right, so Warren is like, our best chance, according to the Sphinx, is to make for the shrine. And Bracken's like, but the shrine is sealed, as referring to the Fairy Queen's shrine on the preserve. And he seems a little bit disgruntled about that. He says resentfully.
Yeah.
And Warren's like, well, I have the key.
So great. So Bracken cocked his head as if weighing the odds. So we hope the Fairy Queen can conjure a way out of here. Seems like our best bet, Warren said. And then Kendra's like, what do you mean the shrine is sealed?
And of course the Sphinx being like, well, if I can't control it or destroy it, I'm going to isolate it from the rest of the world.
Yeah. He didn't want the Fairy Queen to use it to spy, so he covered it with it says an ensorcelled iron dome, which means like a magic, like...
Ensorcelled.
It's like sorcery in it, yeah. It's quite the word.
That is definitely ensorcelled. We've had like a few like $5 words I've heard.
Seriously.
Virulent, like the
virus,
plague
yeah.
Is it virulent or virulent?
Virulent.
Virulent,
I think.
Okay. I feel like there's been like one or two other ones that just were like,
yeah.
Okay, Brandon, I see you flexing a little bit.
Dang.
But you're trying to get those kids to learn some vocab. I see what you're doing. And so
I do love, like, near the end, Bracken turned to Kendra. What do you say? Your brother currently holds the record for quickest escape from the dungeons of the Great Ziggurat. You want to dethrone him?
This entire series is just a sequence of Kendra one-upping Seth. And the fact that
That's true.
This isn't even the last time.
It's not even the biggest time. It's not the greatest achievement that she dethroned.
Seth catches a fairy in the first book. Kendra becomes fairy kind. Seth becomes a shadow charmer. Kendra gets a pebble that helps her destroy an entire shadow plague. Seth pulls the nail out of the revenant. Kendra goes and gets the sands of sanctity with Warren.
And fights a 9-headed, flying, fire-breathing panther.
Seth befriends, or at least negotiates, the fact that they won't be eaten by Thronus. Kendra manages to
defeat Navarog.
Yes, but there's a certain word. Maneuver. Kendra manages to maneuver Raxtus into destroying one of their greatest threats. It's just a sequence of her one-upping him. And like you said, this isn't even the biggest one.
Nope.
And this is just the latest.
And, yeah.
I definitely laughed about that.
That was really funny. I love Bracken's playfulness. His personality fits so well with, like, Warren and Seth.
It just fits the vibe.
It's just so great. I freaking love it. And Kendra's like, well, can we get anyone else out? And Warren's like, the Sphinx only, like, I don't have keys to anyone else. The Sphinx only mentioned you two by name. It suggested we keep this team small and fast because we don't know how much time we have to get away.
And I do want to mention something else really quickly. Because Bracken mentions that maybe we could get up and collect Maddox and Mara, but it would take time. Maddox is not as spry as he used to be after his time in Rio Branco, but he also mentions Mara is injured.
Mara's injured, yeah.
When does she get injured? When you were finishing up the reading, I went back and checked. It never mentions that she's injured. Up until the point that Trask sees them last when he teleports away with the translocator and Tanu. The only person we saw was injured was Berrigan, and Bracken mentions that he was helping heal Berrigan earlier on when he meets Seth.
Maybe they tortured her, I don't know.
I just wanted to point it out.
Yeah. Maybe when they captured her, it hurt her. I don't know.
He said he just used the chains, and Tanu wasn't hurt by the chains starting to wrap around him.
Tanu didn't endure the full thing of the chains. I don't know.
I'm just saying. I don't know what happened to Mara, and I like Mara, so it
I do like Mara
sad.
too. But we don't have time.
We don't.
We don't have time.
Surprised we've gotten this far. And so
basically, Bracken's like, okay, I need to leave a communicator for the Sphinx. Got any coins? Warren's like, I got a quarter.
It's left over from what I used to pay the Italian place. And so Bracken uses that to make a communicator for the Sphinx to find. And can I just say I don't see a mention of a bed in Bracken's cell, and I find that disappointing and sad on so many levels, considering how long this man has been in here.
I mean, he goes and sleeps on the couch in the rec room.
Could not blame him if he did. But at the same time, I feel like he has to spend some time in his cell to at least keep up the charade that...
But no one comes, so I don't know.
But, like, he still spends time in his cell. Like, he mentions
yeah.
that when Seth tries to contact him, he's in his cell.
I'm sure he's figured out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he leaves it in the passageway or something. Who knows?
I just think that's sad.
I'm sure he have a bed.
Well, then why wouldn't he hide the coin underneath the post?
Does he
instead of
sleep
just a
that
rock?
much? Does he sleep? Does he need sleep?
Yeah, good point. All right.
Maybe he doesn't.
So,
I do like how Bracken is like, there are a few secret entrances into my cell. Which one are we using? And Warren's like, how about the front door? And Bracken's like, oh, well, that's true. You have the key to that.
I was gonna say, he did say he gave you some keys, didn't you?
Yeah.
Anyways, but I also love Warren being like, well, are we ready? Warren asked. My possessions are few. He's literally picked up nothing.
Bro's been here for hundreds of years.
Thousands of years. He's got nothing.
Yeah. Warren opened the cell door. Kendra and Bracken shadowed him into the hallway and tiptoed around the corner. Bracken nudged Kendra. Nagi Luna resides around the next corner at the end of the hall. Tough neighborhood, Warren whispered.
And I'm just like, imagine, like, Warren's probably feeling some of the magical fear from that. Because, I mean, Kendra
possible.
might be a little bit affected. Because I know...
Kendra's affected by magical fear.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's not her emotions. It's her... Well, yeah, it's not her emotions. It's her... It's mind control that she's able to fight off. Now that I think about it, do you think Seth is able to... Because he's able to brush off magical manipulation of his emotions now, right? Do you think...
What do you mean?
Because...
Like what magical manipulation?
Like, he can't feel, like, the artificial fear from demons.
Yeah.
And, like, when he goes up against dragons, Kendra can keep their minds clear, and Seth can keep their emotions, like, the fear from affecting them.
Bodies.
Do you think Tanu's emotion potions will work on Seth now?
Like bravery and stuff?
Yeah, because they work on Kendra, even after she's fairy kind, because she's...
I don't know.
That's not what it affects.
Don't have time to think about this right now.
But I'm just wondering, maybe Seth is no longer affected by those magic emotion manipulation.
Is that one of his powers?
Well, that's how he's not affected by the magical fear of demons. That is what I thought.
But is it just fear? Or is it all emotions?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Interesting thought.
Yeah.
All right. And so I love right here, Bracken is like, wait, you mean the passageway that leads right out of here super easily is right around the corner from my cell? And Warren's like, yep. And Bracken's just like, well, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, he's like, that was under my nose all this time.
And
Great.
Warren, being the magnanimous, chivalrous man that he is, tries to make his new friend feel better. He's like, it's perfectly disguised, heavily enchanted. Literally only the Sphinx knew about it. And it only opens for the password, which is in Akkadian. What language is that? Is that an old Turkish language? Like, if I search up Akkadian...
I don't know.
I'm going to do that really quickly if you want to continue with the
Well, I don't really have anything else to say.
There is an Akkadian primary language of ancient Mesopotamia.
That makes sense.
I like that. So, technically, yes, Old Turkish, but Turkey when it was Babylon. Spoken by the Assyrians and Babylonians. Used as a written language until the 1st century AD. Fun fact.
Alrighty then.
So, and of course, like, Bracken is still feeling, like, kind of surly about it. He's like, are you sure it's here?
It's
like, right
this blank wall.
Are you sure? Because I'm getting nothing. And he's like, I'm losing my touch.
Well, I've been here too long.
And then Warren finally speaks the code, and Bracken, seeing it appear, is like, okay, I feel a little bit better. That was really well done.
Yeah.
All right, so. And that is the end of chapter 14 as they step into the hallway. Seth is free. Coulter's gone.
Depressed.
And depressed, yes. And Bracken, Warren, and Kendra are the only other free resistors of the Sphinx. Well, not the Sphinx,
Free.
just demon kind.
Knights of the Dawn.
Yeah. But we do have a unexpected ally in the Sphinx.
Yeah, for now. We'll see how that lasts. So yeah, that was quite the eventful chapters. We finally got through like the second arc-ish of like the prison arc of the book.
Yes.
And now we're going into the Eternals, which I'm excited for.
Mm-hmm. So it's the Eternals and the Sword arc.
Yeah. The Master Sword, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any last thoughts?
I'm sad,
Yeah.
but I'm also happy because of the Sassy Kendra.
Sassy Kendra was so funny. I am super excited for these next few chapters.
Oh, it's gonna
like
be a
from
good
here
time.
to the end of the book is like
Go,
my favorite. Warren, Kendra, and Bracken, like as a trio, they're literally my favorite.
Such a goated trio.
It is. They're the best
Honestly,
together.
Warren and Bracken could
and
probably
Bracken
overthrow, rescue,
literally
anything.
It's my favorite thing. I love it so much.
I'm looking at what our most likely next chapters are going to be, and I'm seeing Message in a Bottle.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt. The Sealed Shrine, Preparations, and
Flight.
Maybe Cormac?
Maybe. Yeah, Seth has a little stuff. He's not quite going to Sword yet. He's doing prep stuff. But it's good. So, yeah. We just finished some really good chapters, and then we have some good chapters coming up. Obviously,
indeed.
the rest of the book is fantastic, so nowhere to go but up.
That's the best part about hitting rock bottom, which is what that chapter.
That's just where Seth is.
Amen.
All right.
Poor boy. All right. Well,
Anything else?
I think I'm good. Take us
Okay.
out.
Well, that finishes our discussion for these set of chapters from Book 5 of Fablehaven, Keys to the Demon Prison. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode today. If you like this episode, please leave a like on our YouTube or leave us a comment there as well. Or you can email us at knightsofthedawnpodcast@gmail.com. If you know anyone that reads Brandon Mole or Fablehaven, please share this podcast with us. We're always trying to expand our audience and get more ways to get people involved in this conversation and grow this community. We thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Megan.
And I'm Jessica.
See ya.
Drink the milk.